Welcome to Fond du Lac High School and National Exchange Field, the site for tonight's Fox Valley Association opener between the visiting Appleton North Lightning and the host Fond du Lac Cardinals. Good evening, everyone. It's another Thursday of this early football season and another USA Today Network Wisconsin live stream. I'm Ricardo Arguello, hanging out as always with my guys, Brett Christopherson and Jim Rosandick. Jim is bringing you those high-definition shots. Again, all part of USA Today Network Wisconsin. And we are, for the first time, at Cardinals Stadium. Brett, a long time coming. Beautiful facility, beautiful turf. It's no longer Fruth Field's the site of Fond du Lac football. It is now their own turf field here at Cardinal Stadium, just a stone's throw from the high school here.
It's fantastic, isn't it? Driving in, looking at the facility, and it's just beautiful. Wide open concession area. They have tables where you can relax and snack on whatever it is you want to snack on, and big grandstand seating on our side of the field. We're kind of making the tour here in the FVA of
beautiful.
the new field. First Nina in week 1, which is spectacular. Then you come here in week 3 at Cardinal Stadium. It's a beautiful facility, and like you said, long time coming. As great as Fruth Field is, and we all enjoy going to Fruth Field. This was needed, right? You have to have a turf field right on the campus here. And I've been told, and hopefully we can see it tonight, the lights do some crazy things too. So they really spared no expense here to cater to the fans. But this is fantastic. Great to be here. A little
razzle-dazzle for the fans here. And this has been a long time coming. Maybe we'll talk about this as our live stream continues. Brett, you know, this field has been the culmination of years of lobbying, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
School board was against it for the longest time. Now they were able to get it passed, all this kind of stuff. Brett, but it's beautiful facility, and will be enjoyed by athletes and students alike, because it's not just, you know, sports that's on here. They also have gym classes, that kind of stuff out here on the turf. Brett, let's get to know some of the two combatants today. I should say tonight. I will start with Fond du Lac. You will follow with Appleton North. Again, these notes put together very nicely, again, every week by Brett. Well, what about Fond du Lac? Cardinals coming off a tough 45-6 loss to 6th-ranked Franklin on Friday, a non-conference game at Franklin. That dropped Fond du Lac's record to 0-2 overall. Strange to see Fond du Lac at 0-2 to start the season. Fondy's lone touchdown came with 7:48 to go in the first quarter. That's when quarterback Connor Klapperick scampered in from 7 yards out for that 6-0 lead. But it was all Sabres from there as they jumped out to a 24-6 halftime lead. They tacked on 3 more touchdowns in the third quarter to put the game away and cap the scoring. Fond du Lac turned the ball over 4 times, 3 picks and a fumble that Franklin parlayed into 308 total yards, including 264 through the air. Now, Klapperick threw for 69 yards on 5 of 14 passing. He also led the Cardinals in rushing with 130 yards and 1 touchdown on 22 attempts. And overall, Fond du Lac rushed for 168 yards with Mason Henschel and Braden Bingen. Did I say that right, Brett?
Yep.
Adding 19 and 13 yards on the ground, respectively. Max Mengel and Jacob Haller finished with 2 catches apiece. And defensively, Rhett Lavaca led the way with 10 tackles. Corbin Hanrahan added 7 stops. Peyton Umentum was credited with a pick for Fond du Lac. Now on the season, Klapperick has thrown for 194 yards and a touchdown while completing 48% of his passes. He also leads the team in rushing with 238 yards and 3 touchdowns on 44 attempts. He's averaging 119 rushing yards a game, and his rushing total ranks 2nd in the conference. Now, Jeremiah McGee, he's next with 104 yards on just 8 carries. Calvin Mullins, 10 catches, paces the Cardinals in that category. Mengel is tops in receiving yards with 88. Now, on the defensive side, Lavaca is the Cardinals' leading tackler with 22 stops. Halden Krieger, is that Krieger or Kruger? Krieger has a forced fumble and a pick to go along with 13 tackles. Now, as a team, Fond du Lac averaging 97 passing yards a game and allowing 288.5, and the Cardinals are averaging 192.5 rushing yards a game and allowing 169.5. The Cardinals are averaging 17 points a game and they're allowing 50.5. Now, we must clarify, they played Franklin last week, and I think, was it Sussex Hamilton, a very good team.
Both ranked in the top 10.
Yeah, so you're talking about 2 top 10 powers in Division I that Fondy has had to face the first 2 weeks, and they're facing another one tonight with Appleton North, Brett. But what's next for Fond du Lac next week? Guess what? Another one. What a murderer's row of scheduling here, unfortunately, for Fond du Lac.
Yep.
They're at top-ranked Kimberly next Friday in an FVA matchup. Kickoff there scheduled for 7 o'clock. Brett, Appleton North off to a fast start. What can you tell me about them?
Yeah, Ricardo, Lightning 2-0 overall. Of course, Fox Valley Association opener here as we get started. Lightning off to a great start and coming off a 42-6 rout of Green Bay Preble in a non-conference game last week. And week 2 at Green Bay, North led 7-0 after the opening quarter thanks to a 19-yard touchdown pass from Luke Kreitzer to Abraham Tamori. The Lightning then took command behind a 21-point second quarter that saw Kreitzer hook up with Caden Prince for a 17-yard score, and then touchdown runs from Kreitzer from 7 yards out and Bobby Salm from 5 yards. Jack Robinson added a TD run of 7 yards in the third quarter and then scored again on a 1-yard plunge in the fourth. Kreitzer threw for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns on 8 of 12 passing. Robinson led a Lightning rushing effort that finished with 196 yards overall with 92 yards and 2 touchdowns on 13 carries. Kreitzer was next with 52 yards and the score on 7 attempts. Tamori's 4 catches led the way for Appleton North, while Michael Guido's 86 receiving yards were tops on the team. In that category, defensively, Ben Wenzel and Brock Arndt finished with 6 tackles apiece. Christian West was credited with a sack. Lightning's limited the Hornets to 168 yards. On the season, Kreitzer has thrown for 381 yards and 6 touchdowns while completing 73% of his passes. His passing yardage ranks second in the league. Robinson, the team leader in rushing with 162 yards and 2 TDs on 27 runs. He's averaging 81 yards rushing per game. Kreitzer is next with 82 yards on 12 carries. Tamori, leader in receptions and yards with 7 and 100 respectively. Prince, however, has the most touchdown receptions with 3. And then on the defensive side, Wenzel is the leading tackler with 16. Arndt is next with 11. As a team, Appleton North averaging 218.5 passing yards per game and allowing just 71. The Lightning are averaging 210 rushing yards per game and allowing just 54.5. And then as we look at the scoreboard, Appleton North averaging 43.5 points per game and allowing just 6.5. Next for the Lightning, they're home against Oshkosh West next Friday night, Fox Valley Association matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. And Ricardo, as we look at Appleton North, a lot of guys back, right? Kreitzer, Robinson. Now they're missing Caden Pop. Obviously, he was the all-everything for them last year. Factored in so much of the scoring total when he was a real good kicker, a field goal kicker, PATs, but a really good wide receiver. But what was the problem last year with Appleton North? They had a great defense, one of the top defensive units in the state. Offensively was the challenge. Now it looks like with some of that experience back, especially having a returning starter in your quarterback in Luke Kreitzer, boy, you get an offense humming, and with that defense that figures to be pretty good again. Appleton North, no surprise, will be heard from late in the season, I'm sure.
Yeah, Brett, and I think you mentioned the most important thing there is Kreitzer. You know, he took his lumps last year, let's be honest, right? And they still had a fantastic season last year. And he's off to a fast start, looking to be one of the league's, or the FFVA, I should say, top passers this year. And, boy, how much more confident is he coming in his second year?
Right.
You know, comfortable with the system and has all that experience. He is going to be a key component of Appleton North's offense this season.
And already seeing it. Now, granted, there are 2 blowouts FRCC opponents, but they did what they were supposed to do, and now all of a sudden the offense looks a little bit different, a little bit more confident. It's going to be very interesting to see. Kind of would you call it almost a desperation game for Fond du Lac already? 0-2.
Well, it has to be with who you have next week, right?
We didn't even factor in. Well, we'll talk about it later, but week 5, then they have Kaukauna.
Okay, and then they have Neenah yet.
Yeah, Neenah's. Oh,
boy. Yeah, so, you know, the 0-2 start, Brett, that's tough. It's tough for Fond du Lac.
I think what's alarming, though, in that 0-2 start, Ricardo, is they were blowouts.
Yes.
You know, but I know there's some injuries. Tanner Dalsky, one of their key guys, a running back, figured to really be kind of the carrying the load in the running game. He's out. Not sure if he'll be able to play this week, but I know they're really high on him. So Fond du Lac needs to get healthy and get some of its key guy back to make a run. They were preseason, I think, picked to finish, second by WisSports.net in the FVA. Before we get started, always, Ricardo, want to thank our sponsors. Cellcom, unlimited data for smartphones, is now more affordable than ever at Cellcom with new unlimited data plan options starting as low as $25 per month per line. No matter how many lines you need, Cellcom has you covered. Visit cellcom.com/unlimited plus for details. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear. Get your team, club, or business name out there with Cooney's. They customize products specifically to fit their customers' needs. Delivery service is available. Contact them today at 920-731-0922. You can always send them an email, Cooney, COONEYS 0922 at sbcglobal.net.
Again, Brett, I can't see enough superlatives when it comes to this new Cardinals turf field. It's been a long time coming. This community has needed something like this. You know, it's not just about football when it comes down to a turf field. It's a multi-purpose field that can be used for anything, all different kinds of sports. That could be used for Phi-Ed classes, that kind of things. The band can come out here and practice. You don't got to worry about damaging a natural grass field, which, let's be honest, Ruth Field, for as beautiful aesthetically as it is where it's located, how many times, you know, was it flooded, right? It just happens to be kind of like in a flood zone.
Yeah, I agree, and kind of moving forward with the times, right? Both Neenah and Fond du Lac had grass fields, and now this year finally turf fields. That completes the FEA, right?
I was going to say yes.
Michael Guido, number 11. Sean Hansen, number 21, back to receive this opening kick for the Lightning as we are underway. Week 3 already, Ricardo. We're going to be a third of the way through the season. Where's the season going?
Not even out of August yet.
I know. Well, almost. Sean Hansen with the return and our first look at that Appleton North offense. But, Ricardo, we'll talk about this field and the good folks here at Fond du Lac High School giving us some information. They got some crazy cool lights. You can
I can see them. Yeah, the LED that's like red and blue.
Yeah.
I love it. This is it's an experience, right? You come to high school football and you want to see the experience. You got the band out here, the pageantry going on.
Oh, big concession area. You know,
you're always concerned with concessions.
Hey,
that's my game.
I had a burger when I came in.
Okay.
It was pretty darn good. So appreciate the folks here at Fond du Lac for making sure my belly was full because I was hungry. There's the handoff, number 17, getting the touch. Jack Robinson, now a senior running back. But not only that, Ricardo, but you just look across the way. What a beautiful setting. I mean, you can kind of look at the ledge back there.
Yes, that is St. Mary Springs.
Yeah, St. Mary Springs you can see back in the distance, and just a beautiful setting. And both Rosie and I, we came down separately. We took the scenic route along Lake Winnebago on the eastern side, and that's a nice ride, and it kept us off that craziness that
it was crazy because I did, Brett, and I forgot about it. And I had to endure it.
Yes.
Here's Kreitzer.
Yeah, the lefty, nice throw and a little high, but beautiful catch to Caden Prince, the junior wideout. And already a confident throw is our first look at Luke Kreitzer. Kind of interesting, you know what? You'd think Appleton North would be top 10 ranked, but still not there yet. They got to be close knocking in that top 10.
They will
ranking.
be next week. I'll be voting that Associated Press poll, Brett. I'll tell you this much, though. That was a nice adjustment by Prince.
Yeah.
Did you see that? Good throw. Rolling to his left by Kreitzer, and then Prince with a nice adjustment for the reception.
Robinson with the handoff. Ooh, nothing doing there. Looks like number 34, one of the first ones in. 34, Rhett Hlavaca, the junior linebacker, 6'5", 215 pounds, getting in, and Robinson dropped for a 1-yard loss.
Hlavaca, that just sounds like a linebacker.
It does, right? Nitschke,
butt kiss. Nitschke.
Urlacher.
Yeah. Hlavaca.
It's kind of your old stomping grounds, right? You know all these names.
Yes, Umentum. Some of these kids, are just very prominent in the Fond du Lac area.
Swing pass to Robinson on this side. And third and about 4 coming up after that little pass play. Connor Klapperick, I know that's a name that you're familiar with, the quarterback now for the Cardinals. Ricardo used to work for the Fond du Lac Reporter.
Oh, yeah, I was a sports – well, I was my first job right out of college is I was a sports reporter, elevated to sports editor when Mike Sherry came up to the Appleton North, up to the Post Crescent, my boss now, and I became the sports editor then, Brett. And let me tell you, I love Fond du Lac High School. Yeah. I always said it was a sleeping giant of a program when it came to football, and it was nice to see them have success recently.
Little play fake to Robinson. Nice little play design
there.
Nice
blocking out there.
Yeah, number 11, Michael Guido, the junior wideout with the first down catch. But again, defense keying in on Robinson. And Kreitzer really sold that. Guido wide open on the flat on that far sideline. Easy pitch and catch.
What about Abraham Tamori? We're at 6', 210-pound junior receiver out there with the block to get that first down.
That'll earn you more playing time,
It
right?
sure
More
will.
snaps if you're doing the dirty work. Yeah, you look at Tamori. He is a big kid here near sideline, number 12. Somebody to watch for Kreitzer as a potential target. Handoff. That's first touch for number 36, Tyson Salm, a senior running back. And a nice little opening drive here. Not much there on that run, but still Appleton North moving the football and looking good.
Well, I will say this, Fond du Lac's run defense in the interior, Brett, really making things tough for Appleton North.
Key for the Lightning, of course, right, Ricardo? Keep pounding that ball, keep trying to establish that run, and you kind of saw so far Kreitzer taking advantage of that. Now a straight drop back. He's under pressure now, swings it wide open though. Kind of off. I think he might have stepped out of bounds a little bit earlier. Let's see, yep, they're marking at the 30-yard line. Number 2, Braden Heckel with the catch, senior. But third and manageable here for Kreitzer. Beautiful night for football. I'm glad it's tonight and not like Sunday, where it's supposed to be like mid-90s again.
We missed that, thankfully.
No game for us tomorrow night. We did 2 game of the week games of first weeks 1 and 2. We'll take.
Brett needs a vacation.
Well, we'll enjoy the long holiday, but.
Well, you will. I'm heading over to Hortonville, actually.
Okay, you'll be covered. Who are they playing? Stevens Point, right?
Yes.
Yeah. There, that nice catch by Robinson, and again, Ricardo. These different receivers, different targets, and they're wide open right now for Kreitzer. He's just going back, and these guys got a big cushion, and I don't want to say easy pitch and catch stuff, but so far so good for Kreitzer, who I believe is perfect so far on the night.
Yes, I have him 5 for 5, Brett, with 49 yards passing. A lot of those are kind of dump-offs and high percentage passes. He's working within the confines of the offensive system, Brett. You got to love that if you're Coach Salm.
Yeah, he does look real comfortable. Yes, but again, having experience helps. Dropping back, a good bullet there. That was number 3, Caden Prince. Looked like he slipped a little bit, but still kept his balance. And what about 5-6 yard pickup?
Yes, right outside the 12-yard lines where they'll mark that. We'll put it down for a gain of 6, but more importantly for Appleton North, Brett, Kreitzer again 6 for 6, 55 yards passing.
That was a very confident throw there. Just stepped into it, planted that back leg, and Prince was wide open again.
Nearing the 8-minute mark here in the first quarter, just underway. Cardinal Stadium, National Exchange Field.
Kreitzer again. He's looking for that one-on-one
Got
matchup, and
knocked away nicely. Good defensive play.
Yeah, Michael Guido, the intended receiver, but number 30, how about Hunter King, the junior defensive back for Fond du Lac, making a play. Kreitzer put it up, trying to see if Guido could win that, but I think the coverage was just too sticky there. Third down coming up. Really good job by King.
Yeah, I think he did a good job of recovering, Brett. I think maybe that Guido was open for a second there, and that's why Kreitzer threw it, but good recovery again by King.
Good to be in Fond du Lac. I enjoy these trips down here.
I do, and this is, again, beautiful. I mean, you look out here, there's the hills there. Again, you talked about springs on the ledge over there. We can see it from here. Just gorgeous setting for a stadium.
Imagine what it looks like in a few weeks when the colors really start to pop. It's going to be gorgeous back here. So third down for Kreitzer. And again, going to oar it over the middle, and it's caught.
Wow. Hands catch, too.
13 yards, Ricardo. We called him before, Abraham Tamori. 13-yard touchdown for the Lightning and a good start for Appleton North.
I thought that was a nice catch by Tamori.
Yeah.
He had a safety, making a beeline right to him. And sometimes those easy catches, I want to say it's easy, but sometimes those catches when you have someone bearing down you are kind of difficult.
Mason Skorstad up for the PAT, drills it, and as we look at our Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, Lightning strikes first, no pun intended, okay. 7-0 is the score on that 13-yard hookup from Kreitzer to Tamori.
Update my Twitter. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon. Again, DELIAN. Follow Brett at PC Brettsy and Rosie at Metal Rosie.
You like these Thursday games early
I
in the
love
season?
them, actually. They're fine. I wouldn't mind there being more Thursday games throughout the season.
Well, once Labor Day and school comes, then it's all Friday from here on out. But I like those. It's fun to do 2 games a week. I wish we could have locked in a game tomorrow night. Just didn't really work out for a myriad of reasons. But that's okay. We got to get ready for Clubhouse Live. I'll be spending my Friday getting ready for that. A lot of big news coming down this week. Our Packers show, who our Packers player co-hosts will be this season, along with our special guest for Monday's season premiere. New venue, of course, so you definitely want to check that out. Well, let's see how the Cardinals answer as they get ready for this kick. Jacob Haller with the return. And now our first look at, obviously, the offense. Connor Klapperick, the quarterback, but also intrigued to see Ricardo, this Appleton North defense led by Brock Arndt, one of your Elite 11 guys.
That's true. And look, as long as we've covered Appleton North, one of the hallmarks of that program has been its defense, more specifically the linebacking core, right? Always seem to be top-notch when it comes to Appleton North. And they got another set of great LBs this year, led again by the returning first-team All-Stater, Brock Arndt.
I just remember that defense last year, so fast and physical. And it had to be one of the top units in the state. Klapperick looking at his wristband. Nice delivery and catch. That's number 1, Max Mengel, the 6'4", 245-pound senior tight end. And that was a bullet by Klapperick. And immediately, Ricardo, Cardinals to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, and Mango did a great job of plucking that right out of the air, Brett. He had several Appleton North defenders around him able to convert on that reception.
Yeah, good concentration by Mengel, catching that middle of the field where there's a lot of traffic. Let's see what Klapperick wants to do again. Quickly swings it over to his left. That's number 35, Caden Umentum. Like the tempo.
I do.
Talk a little bit about Klapperick. He's played some quarterback before, but not last year. Last year, he was a very good defensive back for Sam Pluker and the Fond du Lac Cardinals.
Shows his versatility, Brett. Hey, 5 receiver set for Fondy. They're trusting their offensive line up front, Brett.
Yeah, and this time Klapperick looking for something. Not a whole lot there. Looked like maybe 55, one of those guys in for the Lightning. Christian West, a defensive lineman, plugging that hole. 6 foot, 228-pound D lineman. I think they mentioned Arndt was in there as well. Third down coming up, a big third down play for the Cardinals.
Boy, Mango's a big kid. He just pops right there, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does.
6'4", 245. With cleats, he's probably 6'5".
Klapperick's got time. Swings. There's Mengel. You
Ooh,
called it right there, and
smooth.
he is very smooth.
Look how tough he is, too.
Yeah. Piling driving that pile inside the 30, Ricardo. Boy, beautiful ball again. Trusting Mengel in the seam, and you said he had a huge target. I don't know if he's got to be playing at the next level, right?
Oh, he definitely has the physical dimensions you want. That was a smooth route, smooth catch. He caught it with his hands. Not a body guy. So really impressed with what I'm seeing so far from Klapperick, that Klapperick to Mengel connection.
Klapperick, he's got blockers in front. He's going to try to cut it back inside. Number 50, that is Ben Wenzel, the sophomore linebacker coming in. There was a little bit of a chance for that to be more of a chunk play type run for Klapperick, but credit that Lightning defense for plugging those holes fast. But he did have some blockers in front.
I like the up-tempo offense from Fond du Lac that really puts North on its heels.
Can't get any rest.
Yeah, more reactionary kind of stuff instead of attacking straight up.
Klapperick going to swing it over.
Oh,
watch out. Okay.
Yeah, I was going to say, sometimes those are close to being behind the line of scrimmage.
Caden Umentum, the intended receiver. So another third down coming up for the Cardinals. 4 down territory here inside the 30-yard line.
Brett Klapperick, 3 for 4 for 40 yards passing already.
Yeah, and a couple of those to Mengel, the big tight end. Let's see if he targets him again. He's near side in that slot. Yeah, he is big, isn't he? You look at number 1 in the black jersey for Fond du Lac. He just
I don't want to say he looks like a man among boys, but he sticks out.
Yeah. Well, let's see if Klapperick targets him again. He's looking to his left. Now going to flush to his right. Throwing it up. And almost. They're going to call a flag on that.
Yeah, you know what? And I thought the receiver did a good job of selling that. And the official threw that flag right away.
So pass interference, the call. Coming up against that North defense. I'm sure that Lightning sideline
they're not pleased with that, but hey, you got to give the receiver credit. He really sold that. The official, wasn't the official from the backside. Brett threw the flag, and that Fond du Lac offense drive is inside the red zone now at the 14.
Yeah, a fresh set of downs on top of that. Is it the same refs, Rosie? Rosie's spot. Rosie's a good refereeing crew. And it is the same crew that we've seen. It's the third time we've seen this crew. They do a good job.
First down and 10 at the 14. For Fond du Lac, quick throw near side. That goes nowhere.
Yeah, we saw that this crew last week in both of our games that we did. A Thursday night game, Kimberly Bayport, and then Friday night we did Neenah Menasha. And now we're catching. We're following them wherever they go. They're going to get sick of us.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for them. They're enjoying the late summer football season, turning to fall here in a few weeks.
Second down and 10 from the 14. Again, Fond du Lac runs that up-tempo offense. They're all looking at their wrist, the plays on the wrist. No huddle.
Mengel now in motion. He's setting up the block. And, whoa.
Oh, if you're the receiver, you got to get that in. You got to get that in your hands. Those are so dangerous, Brett, that hauler.
Yeah,
I mean,
hauler.
When they bobble like that, that defensive back is right there. That could have very well have been a pick. But I like the throw from Klapperick. It was there. You got to complete that catch.
Right, trusting Hauler to turn because he threw that before Hauler even turned around. But good play by Sean Hansen, the junior defensive back. Probably Hauler hearing, feeling that presence, maybe wanted to turn around and make a play before contact was there. So, again, 3rd and 10 now for Klapperick. And Klapperick's just going to keep it, look for a seam.
He found one.
Now what do you do? Do you kick the field goal? Obviously within field goal range. Seems like Fondy's had very good history of kickers here. And let's see what Sam Pluker wants to do. I think he's going to keep his offense on the field.
4th and 2.
See the sideline kind of talking to each other. And, yeah, 4th and 2. Going to trust his offense to pick up that first down. Don't need the touchdown, just need a couple yards to keep this drive moving.
Klapperick has accounted for all the yards, Brett, either by passing or running the ball. He's 3 for 11 rushing as Fondy comes in. Power set.
And a nice play. Wow! That's a 6-yard touchdown run for number 14, Braden Bingen. How about that for an answer?
I tell you what, that was obviously a great call, Brett, but the close formation quickly came up. You lined up, and then really good job of finding a hole there in the offensive line, making a nice gap for him to go through, Brett. Really nice run by Bingen.
Yeah, just a little toss play. But I like the fact, like you said, just kind of getting to the line quickly and snapping that ball under center as well.
Kick is no good.
Halden Krieger with a miss.
That was a nice drive by Fond du Lac, Brett.
So we've seen 2 offensive possessions, one from each side, and both have ended with touchdowns. As we look at our Cellcom, Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, 7-6 Appleton North with the lead here. 4 minutes even remaining in this opening quarter. So good start by both teams, and particularly you think Fond du Lac, and you kind of talked about it, Ricardo. To say that Fond du Lac is playing a challenging schedule would be the understatement of the high school football season here in Wisconsin. The Cardinals have faced and lost to 7th-ranked Sussex Hamilton, 6th-ranked Franklin, Appleton North tonight's opponent, perennially one of the top teams in the state in Division I. That's followed, as you mentioned, with a road trip to top-ranked Kimberly next week. And then Fond du Lac in Week 5 takes on a Kaukauna team that's ranked 5th in Division II and was a state semifinalist last year. And in its 2 setbacks to Franklin and Sussex Hamilton, Fond du Lac has been outscored 101-34. We'll see what happens in the middle quarters. The second and third quarters have been a particular problem. Cardinals being outscored 80-14 over those 2 periods. Sean Hansen on the return. So you got to think Sam Pluker, the head coach, that coaching staff, gathering the guys together, saying, all right, as we kind of talked about, sort of almost an urgency, desperate times, right? After getting thumped in those first 2 weeks, let's come out. We got our FBA opener against one of the top teams year in and year out in the FBA. Let's show why that we're such a pick to finish high in this league, and I think a preseason top 10, were they not?
I believe they were. Kreitzer, 4 receivers.
The wide receiver screen to Braden Heckel. Want to thank Eric Gunderson, the athletic director here. We appreciate Eric for setting us up here tonight, making sure we were good. His staff, I know Rosie made the trip down by himself the other day to do a live stream check, worked with their IT folks. And I also ran into Dave Michaelwitz. That's Chad Michaelwitz.
Yes.
It's Dave Mickelcavage, the now principal here at Fond du Lac High School, the former athletic director. I've known Dave for a number of years. As Kreitzer, little option pitch to Robinson, and a nice tackle by number 30, Hunter King, junior defensive back, coming in to trip up Robinson short of the first down marker. But Dave was the athletic director here for a while, and I covered Dave when he was a high school standout back at St. Mary Central High School, now St. Mary Catholic. He's a proud Zephyr. So ran into Dave. He's here tonight. And I'm sure he's got to be very proud of this setup as well. Much easier, too, just to walk across the parking lot from the high school than hopping in the car heading over to Fruth Field.
3rd and short for Appleton North. Power formation as Kreitzer's going to take it himself.
Yeah, and you got the first down on the sneak. So sticks move. And a fun Week 3 game brewing here at Fond du Lac High School. Cardinal Stadium. You know, defensively too, in those first 2 losses to Sussex Hamilton and Franklin, the Cardinals' passing defense, Ricardo, so far, at least coming into tonight, has allowed 577 yards and 5 touchdowns. And overall, the Cardinals' defense has surrendered 916 yards, including 339 rushing and 12 touchdowns over the first 2 weeks. So, job number 1 this week, getting that defense shored up for the Fond du Lac Cardinals. So far, so good, though, for that Lightning offense as Robinson takes the pitch. And really right now, Appleton North having no problem moving the football as we're in the later stages of this opening quarter.
5-yard gain for Robinson, Brett. You know what? And we were talking about the passing yards allowed by Fond du Lac. Well, Kreitzer so far tonight, 8 of 9 for 76 yards. We saw in that first drive, Brett, where he was on target and very efficient. It was short, more of a short passing game, Brett.
I like Appleton North doing a lot of different things, right? Showing different things, different formations, and Kreitzer doing a nice job of just spreading it around. Kreitzer now going to swing it to the right side, and Guido with the catch. I think Kreitzer doing a good job reading what the defense is giving him, because it seems like he's picking receivers now. They're not deep throws downfield, but he's just doing a nice job of just picking up enough yards. There was a first down pass, but just finding these guys open in the flat and letting his guys make plays then when they have the ball.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to say it's taking what the defense gives you, but you know they're putting this on the accuracy and the knowledge of the playbook on Kreitzer. He knows where to throw the ball. The receivers know where to position themselves, and they've been moving the ball. Of course, as we say that now, number 36, Psalm, finding some tough sledding on the run game. I don't think that was a gain of. I think I might have just reached back to the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, good job by that Fond du Lac defense. I think that Fondy defense doing a fairly good job on the run side of the ball, but Kreitzer picking them apart on the passing side. So 2nd and 10. Let's see here as the clock continues to run. We're under a minute to play in this opening quarter. See if Kreitzer takes to the air again and keeps spreading it around. Going to play fake to Saum, and Kreitzer now on the run. He's going to have to get rid of it, and does. Good pressure by the Cardinals' number 5. That's Corbin Hanrahan, 6'2", 215-pound senior linebacker, one of the captains for this Cardinals team. And then now 3rd and long and a chance if you're Fond du Lac to get off the field finally.
Oh, if you're Fond du Lac, your defense did a good job there of not falling for any kind of fakes there, as Kreitzer was rolling to his left.
Wonder if you're going to dial up some pressure again, knowing this is a passing down, 3rd and 10. Good candidate also, though, for a screenplay for Kreitzer. Kreitzer directing traffic up front, giving everybody their final instruction before he takes a snap. Receiver in motion, and Kreitzer has it. It's going to drop back again. He's got, he's flushed out, and now he's on the run. And he's got, let's see, finally wrestled down after a 5-yard gain, but Ricardo, good coverage, and that back end by that Fond du Lac defense. Nowhere for Kreitzer to throw it, and he just had to tuck it in and see if he could pick up that first down with his legs. He does not. 4th down, and Fond du Lac holds because here comes the Appleton North punt unit.
Good work by the Fond du Lac defense, Brett. I know they, they probably took it personal that they've been giving up that many yards, and they've come out and really have been on their keys and been playing a lot better, and in terms of not missing tackles or anything.
Yeah, first quarter in the books as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery Sportswear scoreboard. Appleton North on top, 7-6 in this Week 3 Fox Valley Association matchup. We're hanging out at Cardinal Stadium, brand spanking new Cardinal Stadium. One of the beautiful things about having the ball at the 50-yard line, you don't have to go anywhere, Ricardo.
No.
You just flip sides. Gives me an opportunity to tell everybody that we have a great deal, as always, on a digital subscription to the Fond du Lac Reporter, the Appleton Post-Crescent, any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. For the next 6 months, you can get all the benefits included with a digital subscription for just $1. That includes full access on your desktop, tablet, and mobile devices every day, exclusive subscriber newsletters, full access to national reporting with the USA Today Sports Plus app. The e-edition is part of that. That's a digital replica of the print edition. All you have to do is go to any of our websites, for instance, postcrescent.com, and then /subscribe to get in on that great deal. 6 months, $1. That'll take you all the way through the high school sports season, take you well into the spring. So we'll open the second quarter here with a punt. Low punt. Good job to field that.
Look out.
That was number 18, Evan Elrod, doing a good job of scooping up that low punt.
Oh, they're going to mark it right at the 1, Brett.
And turns out, gets that Appleton North bounce. So long field in front of the Cardinals, 99 yards to go.
Yeah, 49-yard punt. If you're Appleton North's defense, here's a prime opportunity, Brett, to kind of switch the field a little bit and get the ball back to your offense with good field position. Yep. By the way, I do like, you see Fond du Lac's new logo.
Yeah. Yep, that's, we'll talk about that. It's actually part of a brand refresh. They thought it would be a good opportunity. You're going to get a brand new field, right? Let's kind of freshen up the old logo and jazz it up a tad. I think, Rosie, didn't you say they're going to put the logo in the middle of the field here at some point? They'll not there yet, but they'll do that. And a little sneak just to try to get a little room for Connor Klaprick. I mentioned Klaprick back taking snaps after finishing as the team's Ricardo. He was a second leading tackler last season as defensive back, but he spent his sophomore season at quarterback due to an injury to Steven Schreider. Remember him?
Oh, absolutely.
That's sideline Schreider for the entire 2021 season.
One of the more impressive passers in the league.
Yeah, Ethan Wagner-Lane and Braden Eigenbrot, part of some excellent skill position guys for the Cardinals in recent seasons. But Klaprick back in 2021 threw for 1,652 yards and 16 touchdowns. As Klaprick keeping it. Klaprick then last year comes back. Because Schreider was back at quarterback. Klaprick moves back to defensive back. 78 tackles and an interception. So kind of nice if you're Sam Pluker. Got a guy that took a lot of snaps at quarterback a couple years ago. You just move him back in under center and hope you don't miss too much of a beat. Schreider was a good one, though, no doubt about it.
3rd down and 1. Power formation for the Cardinals here, Brett.
Klaprick keeping it again. And well, that'll be interesting. Is that going to be a first down or not? Fond du Lac saying it is. And they're going to move the chains. It looks like it is a first down. So good job. Just to kind of
They needed one, they got one.
well, but good job to get that ball away from the goal line after that punt, right? It was inside the 1. And now a little bit more room to maneuver for this Fond du Lac offense, which so far so good.
Again, Fond du Lac showing a lot of trust in their offensive line, Brett, with 5 receivers out there.
Wondering if they're going to be I saw Klaprick looking at that sideline as you see the back judge now raising his hand, but it looks like Klaprick will get the snap off here, maybe before that delay. Nope. And a timeout. It was getting a little too close, wasn't it? A little too close. So got an early score in that Appleton East Neenah game. That's a big one in the FVA too. East up 8-0. Our colleague Mike Sherry at that game. Is that at Pickett Field?
Yes.
I know the folks involved in that East program, kind of some high hopes, right? They took down Appleton West pretty handily. Could have beat Menasha in week 1.
Yeah, they did. It went right down to the last second on that one.
To be determined as far as where we're going to be next week. We have a couple of options. Just kind of seeing how things play out this week.
Brett, Kimberly leads Oshkosh West 7-3.
Okay. We saw Kimberly take down Bayport last Thursday. That was a fun game. Came down to a field goal at the end for the Papermakers. So all these teams kind of getting acclimated, right, those first few weeks, and then you really settle in to a rhythm. Klaprick, speaking of rhythm, that's a nice throw. He's in rhythm, and that's number 12. Connor Johnson, a 6'2", 175-pound junior wide receiver. Boy, if you're that Cardinal sideline right now, you love the fact that you're possessing the ball, right? Keeping Appleton North off the field. And it's interesting, they get to the line quickly, but then kind of take their time, all looking at their wristbands. It's that old be quick, don't hurry mantra as Klaprick keeps it and gets the first down. Chains continue to move.
Needed 2, got 3. Klaprick, 7 carries, 24 yards, Brett. First down and 10 at the 23 for Fond du Lac. Mingle in motion.
Ooh, nice little sidearm toss. Nice throw by Klaprick, very confident. And that's Timmy Harry, number 16, first time calling his name. 5'9", 165-pound junior wide receiver. Just kind of knew exactly where he was going to go with the ball. We said that about Kreitzer, reading the defense and knowing where he wanted to always put that ball. Klaprick doing the same thing. Just
first down and 10 at the 37 for the Cardinals.
Looking very confident out there. Klaprick again on the run. Throws almost.
Got to look that in. That was a nice read by Klaprick. Right away he found that he was getting pressured from his left side, Brett. Threw it out into the flat, but you got to catch that ball.
Yeah, Jacob Howler again, a chance to corral that one in. Just can't, so 2nd and 10. This time, Klaprick going to huddle the guys up. That's an interesting formation.
It
here.
is. Talk about power.
Yeah.
And
now Appleton
Time
North
out.
did not
Yeah.
like that look at all. So Rob Saum and his crew going to call a timeout. And both teams with 2 timeouts remaining as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Appleton North leads the series between the two, 13-12. Lightning have won 2 straight. Fond du Lac had won the previous 4 meetings and 5 of the past 6 before this current 2-game winning streak for the Lightning. Last time they played was week 8 of last year. Appleton North taking down the Cardinals 24-13. Kreitzer threw for 174 yards and 2 touchdowns as Appleton North rallied from a 13-0 deficit. Caden Pop caught both TDs. He finished with 126 yards on 7 receptions. Cardinals quarterback Steven Schreider, just talking about him, 136 yards and a touchdown defensively. Appleton North came up with a pair of interceptions, one by Brock Salm and the other by Christian Pride. Saw Fond du Lac. I remember we saw them at Kaukauna last year. Saw Appleton North a few times as well. Saw Appleton North in a second-round game at Bayport. Division I matchup. I think if we saw Fond du Lac, I thought we saw them a couple times last season, though.
I think, well, Kimberly beat Fond du Lac in the
Maybe it
playoffs.
was that one.
Because Fond du Lac, I think, gave Kimberly its only loss
Yes.
last season. That was down here. I should say at Fruth.
Maybe we streamed. Did we stream that game? I can't remember.
No.
No?
Not that I know of.
Okay.
Second down and 10 from the 37. 2 receivers near side. Now man in motion for the Cardinals.
Quick
Out
throw.
quickly.
Yeah. Well, good coverage, though. 12 with the reception, but how about 21? Sean Hansen, the defensive back for Appleton North, getting in there right away. Connor Johnson, the junior wide receiver, with a catch, but not a whole lot after that. Good coverage by Hansen. 3rd down and 8 now, and a chance for Appleton North to finally get off the field.
I have Klapperick 6 for 11 for 64 yards, unofficially, on that 2-yard reception.
Ricardo ball only at the Fond du Lac 39. It feels like this drive's been going on forever.
It does. It started way back at the 1. And with 11:50 on the clock. So what, about nearing 5 minutes?
Inside.
More than 5 minutes now off the clock.
Officially at the 1, but wasn't really. It was inside.
Inside the 1, right.
Yeah. So let's see if the Fond du Lac offense can keep this march going as Klapperick, but nothing doing. Boy, that was blown up fast.
I do like the call, though, on that play. But, yeah, Appleton North, that interior of the line, able to blow that up. Incomplete pass. And a punting situation, you would think, for Fond du Lac.
I think Klapperick, Ricardo, maybe had to get rid of that a little bit sooner than what he wanted to, but he had a guy right in his face.
Yeah, you know, those screen passes are all timing, Brett. Throwing that into a mess of humanity.
So Appleton North now gets off the field defensively and back to receive. Looks like number 25, Nick Bergen. Nice high punt, calls for the fair catch, does his job, and Appleton North will have it at its own 35-yard line. 7:09 still to play here in the second quarter. Again, don't desert us at halftime. We got a lot to talk about. As I mentioned, our Packers show, our Clubhouse Live show, kicks off on Monday, Labor Day night. Season 15. We'll tell you again who our Packers player co-host will be and our very special Packers guest for our season premiere show. Let's just say he's a fan favorite and will soon be at one time, or soon, not this year, but soon enough, will be a Packers Hall of Famer. It's got to be.
Kreitzer. Tamori.
Yeah, that's a nice connection there, and Tamori does, again, a big target. You mentioned it before, 6'2", 210 pounds, just a junior. Looks like he's got good hands and a very reliable receiver for Kreitzer. We'll also talk about Ricardo's Elite 11. We have another one of his players playing tonight on the Appleton North side.
And don't forget my girls, Terrific 10 came out today.
They're out, yeah, I saw that. Good work by you
Rosie did
guys.
a good job on that video.
Varsity Roundtable starts up next week, so we are now in full swing. Again, Jack Robinson looking for some real estate, gets near midfield, does a good job kind of twisting and turning his body.
I tell you what, Kreitzer does a good job with those fakes, Brett. I thought he actually held on to the ball. I'm an old man, though.
Got to get the binoculars.
Yeah, I might have to get the binocs. Second down and 6 from the 50. If Fond du Lac did anything, Brett, they did flip the field just a tad, to where Appleton North now has to
work
really
a little bit more.
Yeah, they have to work a little bit more, put together a nice drive to score.
Hand off to Robinson.
Good tackle on the backside there. Was that Jeremiah McGee? No.
That was number 25. Yes. Herbert Broomfield, though, looked like he got in on the backside. He's 6'2", 210-pound defensive lineman. And Jeremiah McGee, I was told he goes by JJ.
JJ McGee, okay.
There you go. So third down. Let's see if the Lightning, are they going to go 3 and out, or can they pick up this first down? Kreitzer had to jump to get it. The lefty, now he's on the run, and I think he's just going to keep
of room.
It. Yeah. And a good block as well to pick up a few more
Big
yards.
Big old number 33, Brett. That was Kangas.
Jack Kangas, yeah. He's listed as a 6'2", 224-pound junior tight end and doing what tight ends are supposed to do.
I'll tell you what, though, Kreitzer made a really smart decision there, Brett. Didn't like what he saw in terms of what was breaking open in front of him. Saw a lot of real estate over there on the left side and took off. Got that first down, 17-yard gain.
Fresh set of downs for North, now in Fondy territory. Ball at the 35-yard line. Kreitzer looking very good, very sharp in this Week 3 game. And again on the run, going to his right, the lefty, little back shoulder type throw to number 3, Caden Prince. I'm going to say that was a back shoulder throw.
Nice adjustment too by Prince.
Yeah.
The second time we've seen that.
Might have been a little off target, but yeah, Prince did a good job adjusting, and now second and short. That's a tough throw. He's a left-handed quarterback going to his right. Picks it up.
11 of 12 I have Kreitzer for, Brett, for an even 100 yards.
How many different guys has he hit so far tonight? Feels like he's using everybody in that lineup.
At least 4 or 5.
Yeah. And then kind of different guys running the football. This looks like a sneak for Kreitzer. Let's see. Nope. He's going to get the Cardinals to jump.
Yeah, he did, Brett, that hard count.
So first down on the penalty for Appleton North.
That's got to be frustrating for Coach Pluker. I know the guys are all revved up because it's a short yardage situation, but you got to be disciplined. You just gave Appleton North a free first down when you didn't have to.
Yeah, quarterback Luke Kreitzer, Ricardo, he returns through for 1,446 yards and 10 touchdowns last season. Also completed 59% of his passes, but he did toss 9 picks. So far, so good in the turnover department. He looks just sensational here. Is again under center. Play fake. The lefty got to get rid of. Oh, he took a shot and incomplete. Intended receiver was Michael Guido, but he had to get rid of it because there were 2 Fond du Lac defenders coming right through that middle of the defense.
He did have his receiver open, Brett, just couldn't make that connection. Obviously, the pressure probably altered that a little bit.
Kreitzer coming into tonight had 30 pass attempts, no interceptions, as I said. He also was completing 3% of his passes, Ricardo. He had a 154.9 quarterback rating coming into tonight compared to 75.9 a season ago. So you see that growth that he's had this season.
Absolutely. Well, he's 11 of 13 tonight.
Yeah, and completion percentage only climbing, and same with that quarterback rating as well. So Kreitzer now, 2nd and 10. And again, the lefty looking. And I think that was in the turn. Oh, they're going to give him the catch.
Oh, they did? Okay.
They
I
did.
already marked it down as incomplete.
So Guido did a nice job just getting his hands under the football right along that turf, and they'll give him the completion. So 3rd and 5 coming up. Jack Robinson, he back as well. He's back there in the backfield with Kreitzer.
I like this formation here with the 2 receivers stacked here, Brett. Let's see what they run out of this set.
There's Robinson trying to get around, breaks some
that.
tackles, and Robinson's in. Broke 2 tackles, 18-yard run by Robinson.
Well, that's why you do all those squats and the deadlifts, Brett, to break those arm tackles. I think Jack Robinson did a good job of just keeping his balance and working through and getting that hard-earned touchdown, 18 yards, Brett.
18-yard run for number 17. Jack Robinson, his first touchdown of the game. And Skorstad in for the PAT to try to make this an 8-point game. How about Robinson? A couple times looked like he was going to get dropped. Fought his way through those tackles. Score stat is
good.
Good.
Okay.
And as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, Appleton North up 14-6 here with 4:58 remaining in this second quarter. Great touchdown run by Robinson.
Just updating my Twitter or X account, Brett. You can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon. DeLeon is DELIAN. You can follow Rosie at Metal Rosie and Brett at PC Brettsy.
Yeah, so send us some X's. Just sounds so silly, doesn't it?
It sounds just not right. I don't know.
I don't know what's worse, what's become of Twitter or how gummed up Facebook is now these days as well. They just make it harder and harder to use.
Well, I want to see how Fond du Lac responds to this, Brett. You have plenty of time on the clock to put together a drive. And they had a really good one in the first quarter to get that touchdown, Brett. We'll see how the Cardinals and under Coach Pluker kind of answer this touchdown here by Jack Robinson and the North Lightning.
Well, the last time Appleton North scored a touchdown, the Cardinals came right back and answered, and a nice return finally brought down, but that's number 3, Jacob Haller. We also got to talk about this field here as well. Maybe we'll do that in the second half, but I got some fantastic information from the district communications director, Justin Marion. We appreciate Justin as well for providing us some info on this great new facility. Well, a lot of good facilities up and down in this league, right? You think about Kaukauna and Bakeup-Kaukauna Stadium, of course, Papermaker Stadium. All 3 Appleton schools with nice setups. Now Appleton West, of course, with turf along the Badger. What was that road? Mason? And then you, of course, Oshkosh North and Oshkosh West play at Titan, and now you have the new Neenah Field in Fond du Lac. So it's just beautiful facilities and fun to see the growth in the high school athletics when it comes not only to the programs and the athletes, but these facilities. Claperick, nothing doing there.
Tell you what, Brett, Kimberly now is up 17-3 over Oshkosh West. Gavin Tyson again, second touchdown of the night, short 2-yard touchdown.
Papermakers, remember, they did not have a week 1 opponent. So
no.
Last week was their week 1. They were supposed to play Milwaukee Marshall in week 1. Marshall had to drop out due to decreasing numbers. Little screen out to that far side. That's number 12 on the catch, Connor Johnson. So third down coming up. Kind of a big moment, it feels like, Ricardo. I know it's only 14-6, but boy, if you're Fond du Lac, you want to keep this keep this drive going. You don't want to give the ball back to a hot quarterback and a hot offense.
Well, let me tell you, I want to see more Mengel.
Yeah.
Where's Max Mengel? This guy, I'm telling you, is huge. I'll try to get the ball in his hands as much as possible.
Yeah, he's near side, and
he's a mismatch against anybody out there, I'm telling you.
Yeah, and he's got, no.
Oh, he's blocking right now and got that key block.
And they go the opposite way instead. Johnson now with the reception, using the short side of the field, Ricardo, and that's a first down for the Cardinals.
I like that play. Good design. Let Mengel put that big old galoot of a body out there, huh, Brett? Getting a block.
Inside slot near side again is Mengel.
First and 10 from the 42. Over the middle, there's
right
Mengel.
There. Seems like that play's there anytime they want it, doesn't it? He just kind of little slant towards the middle of the field. He's wide open over the middle, and Claperick says, here, take it. Let Mengel do the rest. Inside the 40 at the 39, and now the Fond du Lac Cardinals on the march again and trying to cut into that 8-point deficit here. Really good week 3 matchup here in the FBA. The FBA opener for both sides.
Hey, Claperick's hot. He's 3 for 3 in his last 3 attempts, Brett. 108 yards passing on 9 of 15 overall.
Claperick's going to keep it, and I don't know if he's going to get anywhere. Whoa, that's a big hit. Number 21 coming in, Sean Hansen. the junior defensive back, saying you're not going to get anywhere. In fact, it looks like a 2-yard loss for Klapperick.
You know who made that play?
Who's that?
Brady Lemon.
Okay.
Or Lamont.
Lamont, yeah.
Number 7 kind of kept that edge, forced the guy who was blocking him out probably a little farther than he wanted to, and that slowed up Klapperick.
Klapperick looking to, interception! Interception for the Lightning. Christian Pride, that was intended for Mengel, Ricardo. Pride reading it, the senior defensive back right in the middle of the field. He picks it off. First mistake of the game either side. And now the Lightning with a chance to add to the lead, up 8 with 2:05 to go.
You know, Christian Pride was one of those guys to kind of keep an eye on coming into the season. Brett, 6'2", 295-pound senior, really had a nice junior season for Appleton North, an all-conference player. And now Appleton North has their offense out there, 1st and 10 at their own 40.
Yeah, looking to feel really good.
Oh, boy, wide open, Tamori.
Oh, my goodness, was he wide open. And that's a beautiful throw by Kreitzer as well. Really laid it in Tamori's hands. Tamori didn't have to make any sort of adjustment. I'm not sure how he got that wide open, but Kreitzer said, here, take it.
That had to have been a blown assignment or something on defense, Brett. There's no way Tamori should be that wide open. So Fondy's defense got to get better at communicating and knowing the down and distance.
Now Kreitzer on the run again. Going to swing it over. Nice catch and a nice throw leading his receiver. That's number 2, Braden Heckel. And quickly are the Lightning right down the field. Boy, it is such a difference from last year and how many times that offense struggled, right, to just move the ball and put points on the board. That's not the case so far this season. Looking really good so far, the Lightning.
Brett, I have Kreitzer 14 of 16 for 139. Nice night for that young man. 2nd down and 6 at the 25. 1:42 left here in the first half as Appleton North looks to convert points from that turnover.
Yeah.
Or I should say takeaway.
Fond du Lac taking a timeout as well to kind of get everybody regroup, reset. Next week's game, week 4, Varsity Game of the Week live stream to be determined. I'll make that announcement on my Twitter or X account at PCBrettC, so please give me a follow. I can tell you live coverage will kick off at 6:45 p.m. I do know that, but we're just not quite sure exactly where we're going to be. You can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Maybe we'll see the Cardinals at Kimberly.
Brett, I trust you have everything in order. That's why you're the man.
You trust me too much.
Probably. 2nd down and 6 from the 25.
Nice play fake. Kreitzer's got all day long. Now he's on the run and nowhere to go.
Got to have that clock going inside your head, Brett, to get the ball away.
Yeah, Mengel in there, but so was 25. Herbert Broomfield, a 6'2", 210-pound senior defensive lineman, finally got through and was the one to drop Kreitzer with a little help from Mengel at the end. So good job, but a really good job on that back end, Ricardo, that defense. Kreitzer just didn't have anywhere to throw the football.
Brings up a 3rd and 14, loss of 8 on that sack, Brett. Now you got Appleton North on their heels just a tad.
So Kreitzer, again, a little pump fake, and almost intercepted, but he caught it.
Wow. That should have been picked, Brett.
Yeah, Heckel with the reception.
Fond du Lac defender is like, how did I not catch that?
I thought that not only was going to be picked off, I think if he does, I didn't get a number on who that was, but that could have been a pick six.
Yes, I
that
agree.
Far sideline.
There was no one in front of him. That was a possible return for a touchdown as now a stoppage of play as
he just spiked the ball to stop the clock. Appleton North with 2 timeouts remaining here as we look at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery Sportswear scoreboard.
I still don't know how he didn't catch that.
I thought, looking at it in my binoculars, I thought for sure it was going to be picked off, but somehow I think got it through the defender's hands, and Heckel with a nice concentration along that far sideline to pick up the first down on 3rd and long.
We got to give Heckel kudos, Brett, for concentrating. You know, got your defender right in front of you.
Not an easy catch by any stretch. So 2nd and 10 after the spike to stop the clock. And Kreitzer, high snap, keeps it. And looking for something to happen, but great pursuit by that Fond du Lac defense. And Appleton North will burn its 2nd timeout here of the half.
No gain on that run. Good pursuit there by Fond du Lac. Brings up a 3rd and 10 from the 18 with 48 seconds left on the clock in the first half.
Again, don't forget about that digital subscription deal to any of our news sites, postcrescent.com, fdlreporter.com, any of our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. 6 months for $1. Just costs you $1 to get all sorts of great coverage. Not only sports side in these live streams included, but news, entertainment, business coverage, the comings and goings, who's coming in, who's going out, business side. So you can't go wrong with $1 just to give it a shot for 6 months.
Hey, Kaukauna leads 20-0 over Oshkosh North, Brett.
Okay.
I think Finley Doria, one of our Elite 11, has a couple touchdown passes.
Yeah, Kaukauna off to a nice start. Kaukauna Nina is a possibility as well next week. That would be at
I'd be happy with that, Brett.
the new Nina Field. So we might, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. We'll see how this week 3 shakes out as Kreitzer now, he wants to go the opposite side, nothing doing, and just has to dump it off.
That's a smart dump off too, Brett. 4th and 10 from the 18.
Trying a little misdirection, Ricardo, to get everybody crashing to the left, and then he was going to look right, but there was just nothing there. So he did the smart thing, and 4th down, obviously Appleton North going to go for it again here. Ball at the, 23-yard line?
Yeah, it would be a 35-yard field goal. I don't know if they have a kicker who's able to do that, Brett. They did have a pretty good kicker a few years ago, though, didn't they? Why am I blanking on that young man's name? Yes, Pop.
Yeah, we were just talking about him. Remember, he scored like half their points.
That's true.
Last year. Caden's watching tonight. It was fun watching him play football, and he was a good wide receiver as well.
He's a good kid.
I suppose some of these guys, they're probably moving back if they're not already in college, right? Getting ready for the semester to start. I know some high schools started today. Some have already been going. I think at Fox Valley Lutheran has started.
4th and 14 from the 23. Was there a...
No, another timeout for the Lightning, last timeout of this half. But yeah, lots to talk about here at halftime. Maybe we'll see kind of a cool light show. Looks like the Fond du Lac Marching Band is here.
Kiel is leading Brillion 14-7. That's another Brillion, another local school.
Any more updates on that Nina Appleton East game?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Mike Sherry there. You know, somehow I know that was 8-0 Patriots.
Well, East leads 8-0. That's what the last update from him.
Actually, we just got a tweet from our friend Badger Banker. Said Appleton East is manhandling Nina 8-6 late. Manhandling 8-6.
Well, I'll tell you what, we knew that Appleton East was an up-and-coming program, Brett.
Keep our eyes on the Patriots, Ricardo. They might be worthy of varsity game of the week.
Yes, I'd love it.
Here
I'd love
as
it.
the season goes on. High snap, Kreitzer.
Got him.
Downfield, and good. That was a bullet to number 3, Caden Prince. Just couldn't corral it. That was there, though. It was open.
Let me tell you.
Maybe just maybe a little low.
No, I think that was his best pass of the night.
Okay.
You know, he threw it in, but with that coverage, Brett, he had a small window, get it in there. You got to catch that if you're Prince. I bet you Prince would tell you that. I should have caught that. It's in my hands. And but now it's a turnover on downs.
Well, there was a flag on the play anyway, as it turns out. So yeah, turnover on downs. And if you're the Cardinals, maybe just take a knee going to the half. Happy to be down just one score. We'll see. See what Klaprick wants to do. Hands on his waist. Looking towards that sideline, waiting for some final instruction. Now he's checking out the play call.
It's getting close to.
And there's a flag, delay a game. It took way too long. You can't do that coming off of a turnover on downs, right, Ricardo? You got to be ready to go.
Well, some of the players are doing kind of double duty. Got to switch back over into offensive mode after being on the defensive side of the ball, but they lose 5 yards in that all the way back to the 18.
Everybody seems to be a little mixed up down there, so let's see if they can get things reorganized. Again, not a crucial penalty by any stretch of the imagination with 37 seconds to go, but again, still kind of, now you see the back judge, Ricardo. He's got his hand raising. Now he's counting again, and they're still in the huddle. There might be another, and finally a timeout. So some confusion going on right now, trying to get these plays in and get this Cardinals offense to the line of scrimmage. That's the final timeout now for Fond du Lac.
Hey, Gavin Tyson, third touchdown in the first half for him, Brett. And Kimberly leads Oshkosh West 24-3.
Looking good for the Papermakers, top-ranked defending D1 state champs, looking to move to 2-0. Big game next week at Papermaker Stadium against this very Fond du Lac team.
.37 seconds left here in the first half. 14-6 lead for Appleton North. Their latest score, 18-yard touchdown run from Jack Robinson.
Hey, there's our guy Dan Powers working the cameras, a photojournalist for USA Today Network Wisconsin. Be sure to check out Dan Powers' photo gallery later tonight on postgresson.com, FDLreporter.com. Look at him hoofing it back and forth. One of the best in the biz. Him and Bill Glasheen do such great work as Clapper keeps the ball, and that might just be it, huh? And take it into halftime. We'll see if Fond du Lac wants to run one more play. But, yeah, Dan will have all the photos from tonight's game later tonight. Definitely check that out.
He was standing next to Lauren Helmbrecht from WFRV, Brett.
Okay.
They have some new staff there now.
Yeah, I saw Fox 11's bringing in somebody else as well. I was trying to figure out who left. And I think that run by Klapperick, looks like the clock's going to run out, and we are at halftime of this Week 3 game. Halftime here at Cardinal Stadium and National Exchange Field. A quick look at our Cellcom and Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard shows the Lightning leading the Cardinals 14-7. Again, stay with us. We'll talk more about tonight's game and everything we have coming up digitally at USA Today Network Wisconsin. Whole bunch of stuff as it's now really going to get busy. So I hope you guys used as much vacation time as possible, because there'll be no more time off for a while.
That's true. I just updated my Twitter account with that halftime score. Again, Appleton North 14, Fond du Lac 6. And you can follow me at Ricardo DeLeon, D-E-L-I-A-N. Rosie's at Metal Rosie. And don't forget about Brett at PC Brett C. That's Brett with 2 T's.
Yes, the only way to spell Brett.
Yes, I agree with you on that.
Not the Brett Bielema way with 1 T. You can't. Yeah, it's 2 T's. Well, I guess your initial thoughts, Ricardo, the first half of football. Good game here, Week 3. Both offenses showing some good stuff.
I think Fond du Lac has, the first 2 weeks were tough. Again, we alluded to that. We talked about it. Going against 2 top 10 Division I teams. I think Appleton North is a team that should be considered in the top 10 as well. And they're playing a lot better. Now, there's still some things to clean up. And we just saw that in that last drive, Brett. They couldn't seem to get a playoff. And, when in the third week of the season, those kind of things shouldn't be happening. I think Coach Pluker would attest to that. As now we're seeing a little bit of a light show, Brett.
Yeah, maybe Rosie, I think, you got your camera on that. This light system, I've been told, is pretty spectacular.
We might just sit back. You mind, Brett? We just sit back and watch this a little bit.
Let's sit back and watch, listen to the band, right?
All right. That band's about in mid-season form.
Sounded good.
Very nice Aladdin kind of a tribute. Perhaps, we're talking about Fond du Lac, but let's talk a little bit about Appleton North. And it's really encouraging to see how Luke Kreitzer has taken this offense, right, and made it his. Kid, we talked about it before, kind of took his lumps last year. You talked about the interception total, a little too high for his liking. Looks to me like he's really worked hard to make those passes a little bit more crisp, knowing where the receivers are. A lot of that, it just comes through repetition, right? A lot of reps he's taken, and you see it here. He has a touchdown pass. He's I have him unofficially 15 of 20 for 154 yards, Brett.
That's
by
efficient.
any measure,
yeah.
He's having a fantastic start to the season.
Yeah, and again, I love, we said in the first half how he's spreading it around. He's not just keying in on one guy. There's different guys that can hurt you. And even in the running game, we've seen some different guys able to touch the football. So, but a good game. And credit Fond du Lac for after those first two shellackings they took in weeks 1 and 2 against two top 10 teams, seem to have kind of shored some things up and certainly well within striking range of this one, just a one-score game at 14-6 as we look at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Two good quarterbacks really doing some good things. Connor Klapperick as well for Fond du Lac. But Ricardo, let me just plug our Packers show, right? Everybody's in football mode. And Clubhouse Live, Season 15 of Clubhouse Live kicks off on Monday. That is our weekly Green Bay Packers show. And this year our Packers player co-host will be all-pro return man Keyshawn Nixon, one of the team leaders defensively and on special teams, and versatile and veteran tight end, I guess maybe he's more fullback now, Josiah DeGuara. So those will be our two co-hosts. Looking forward to hanging out with them all season long. And the show will be held at our brand new venue. We're going to be at the Fox Club. That's located inside Neuroscience Group Field at Fox City Stadium in Grand Chute, home of the Wisconsin Timber Rattlers. I'm sure you've heard of it. Easy on, easy off from Highway 41, free parking. Doors open at 4. Admission is free. First come, first seated. Show starts at 6:30. And it's not really an X's and O's show, although we do talk football, but we have get to know the guys away from the game, have a lot of fun. I co-host it. Ricardo, the Bears fan here, co-hosts it. And Rosie right next to me is part of the production crew. So we're looking forward to that. Monday is our first show. However, we have a special guest to get us going and get us ready for Week 1. The Packers taking on the Bears in Week 1 on September 10th. But on Monday, September 4th, that's Labor Day night, former Packers All-Pro and Pro Bowl fullback, future Packers Hall of Famer John Kuhn. He's going to be our special guest to kind of get us ready for everything and anything Packers, the new Jordan Love era. Kuhn was part of the broadcast crew here during those 3 preseason games, so he's around the team all the time. He's our former co-host. He spent 2 seasons with us back in 13 and 14. So looking forward to having the guy we dubbed the General back. He's going to be a whole lot of fun. Then Josiah and Keyshawn are together on our September 11th show, immediately following the Packers-Bears opener. And then they're going to alternate, right? They're going to take turns, and they'll bring teammate guests on each week. And it is our hope that maybe a Jordan Love might join us at some point. That would be nice as well. So I think we're going to have a whole lot of fun. Ricardo, I know you're a Bears fan, but you have your finger on the pulse of the NFL and what's going on in Green Bay as well. There's a buzz. There's an excitement, right? A lot of youth. One of the youngest teams, if not the youngest team now in the league after the roster has been set. And with the switch over from Aaron Rodgers to Jordan Love, just a new era. You see a lot of speed, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy, and a defense that better play a little bit better to kind of keep that transition from maybe unraveling if there's some hiccups in those first early weeks.
They're definitely going towards the younger players, but I think I saw, was it like 25? I forgot what the average age was. It's like the second youngest team since one of the Lions teams. By the way, unfortunately, went 0-16 that year. Just telling you, maybe being young, I'm just saying, isn't all it's cracked up to be. But they are the youngest team in the league, as it so happens. So I think if you look at the NFC North, though, a lot of those teams have some transition going on. As we see now we see some
those lights are doing a thing. Look at that. That is pretty cool.
Very nice. Very nice. That should have happened during the band performance.
Yeah, look at that.
Brett, if I can take a time out here.
Go ahead.
Elite 11, I wanted to make sure that we got that promoted. That's our the Fox Valley, the Green Bay area and the Appleton area, top senior football players to watch this season. Jim Rosandick put it together. We had the football guys come in early August to shoot that. It's a digital showcase, so please check it out. I can name off the players, by the way. One of them is playing tonight. Appleton North's Brock Arndt, linebacker. But then we also feature Kimberly Papermaker Sam McGivern, Kokana Ghost quarterback Finley Dorio, Nina Rockets tight end Luke Keller, Clintonville Truckers quarterback Cade Rosenau, Xavier Hawks defensive back Tyler Brightman, Hortonville Polar Bears defensive end / outside linebacker Miles Silas, Menasha Blue Jays defensive lineman Cole Calkins, and then West De Pere quarterback Brett, who we all think the world of, Duke Chevald. Did I say that right? Chevald. Bayport Pirates linebacker Landon Gauthier, the Wisconsin commit, and then Winneconne Wolves running back Ethan Matthew. That's our Elite 11. And then I got to say, hey, how about our guy Jim Rosendick coming through again with the terrific 10 girls volleyball team, Brett. And that was, again, put together by Rosie. And we had, again, top 10 girls volleyball players in the Green Bay and the Appleton area, Brett. And I'll read off some of these names, by the way. Notre Dame's Hannah Greisen, Fox Valley Lutheran's Emma Nilsson, Xavier Hawks' Matea Kuiper. By the way, Xavier, defending Division II state champ. Xavier Hawks also had a second girl on the team, Belle Shea. Appleton North, traditionally one of the top Division I girls volleyball teams. They made to the state semis in D1 last year. They have Emerson Van Lannen on the team, as well as Ella Demetrician. She's going to Michigan. Number one recruit, or number one senior player by PrepDig.com, Brett. Ella Demetrician. We have a couple Fox Valley Lutheran girls, Annalise Patchett, as well as, so where she is in here, yeah. Annalise Patchett and Emma Nielsen. And then Luxembourg Casco's Brooke Vandehey, and Hortonville's Marin Grossman. And then St. Mary Catholic is on here. They're undefeated. St. Mary Catholic, Lauren Fisher. That's our 10 girls. Woo! But, Brett, I will say, that just got released today. So if you go to postcrescent.com or gbpressgazette.com, you will see that team. Rosie put that together. By the way, I always like your choice of music, Rosie. You always pick the vibe of the teams. He's and everything.
Good at that. Yep.
I do want to mention also our first guest on the Varsity Roundtable, which starts up this Wednesday, the only online high school sports talk show in the state, is Appleton North Girls Volleyball.
Okay.
So we're having them on. And our second guest, the following, will be Xavier.
Okay.
So we're going to have back-to-back, the two best teams in our area, back-to-back. And I already told Luke Harriges, you got to bring that trophy. You got to bring that championship trophy to show for us to put in the middle and have everyone look at it, Brett, because that's Xavier's first championship trophy in girls volleyball.
Fantastic. So that's Wednesday at 7 o'clock, right?
Yes.
Postcrescent.com, our Facebook page, and our USA Today Network Wisconsin YouTube channel. You host it. I'm the chat guy, and Rosie's working all the magic buttons here as well. So heavy volleyball. Speaking of volleyball, did you see, was that last night, Nebraska?
Yes, 92,000.
Yeah, taking on Omaha. That's a cool idea. They played at the football stadium.
I said, why can't it? Wisconsin has a nationally ranked volleyball team. Why not have them? Yeah, number one. They were state national champions a couple of years ago.
They could have had it at Camp Randall.
That shows you the growth of girls volleyball. Brett, I was at Fox Valley Lutheran Xavier girls volleyball yesterday. There was a big matchup, and the amount of talent on the court. Let me explain you how good the Xavier team is. They returned everybody from that D2 championship team. That's incredible. You rarely see that. That Fox Valley Lutheran team has two Division I girls playing for them, Annalise Patchett and Emma Nilsson. Very, very good. They're going to finish with 25-plus wins, and Xavier just toyed with them. And swept them in 3 sets. That's how good Xavier is. It's incredible to watch. Volleyball at that high a level, Brett, I'd put that up against anything. It was really remarkable to watch those two teams play.
Xavier coached by Luke Harriges, also the athletic director at Xavier High School. Really good guy. And yeah, it's been remarkable. In the last 10 years, it seems like volleyball has exploded on the scene. So a lot of stuff coming up. I know there are 920 Sports podcast. That's going to be starting up at some point soon.
Yeah, if we have time next week. I know it's a busy week for all of us. If we can next week, great. If not, it'll be the following week. I know we have we'll commit, a couple of hours at least to that. But we're hoping that's going to be a nice varied show too, Brett, with some coaches maybe calling in, maybe even coming into the studio. Love to see that. Maybe some ex-athletes.
Yeah.
We'll vary it a little bit, but we dabble with the high school scene on that. But also, I know you love to talk about the pro side of it as well. We always reserve some time for that as well. Speaking
of high school, this year, new to Clubhouse Live, we're going to have a high school team of the week, and we're going to invite teams from up and down, I-41. And invite them to check out the show, get their parents there, some coaches. So I believe Appleton North football is going to be part of Monday's show.
And I'm going to clarify with Coach Salm tonight, saying, hey, he told me a general number, and there's going to be a large contingent of North folks coming to that first show, Brett, there on Labor Day.
Yeah, we're going to need specifics about players, and then if parents. We don't need. If you say 30, does that mean 30 players
and
coaches,
then parents, or okay?
Or does that include parents as well? So
okay.
Just to give the folks at Wisconsin Timber Rattlers a chance to set up the Fox Club properly, so they're not scrambling and all of a sudden there's more tables needed. So I appreciate that, Ricardo.
Real quick, if I can, boy, I'm just really just talking about myself here, but I also have the wrap-up stuff from this week in football, right? Coming up will be, I'll be at Appleton. I'll be at the Hortonville Spash game tomorrow. Want to check out Hortonville. Ben Smith's back, Brett.
Yeah, you weren't there. We streamed them on week, was that week 1?
Week
1. I think Friday on week 1. You were there, but Mike Sherry pinch hit for you.
I was going to say, Mike, was it his eagle eye that caught Ben Smith on the sidelines? Incredible. Of course, I texted him the next day, hey, are you coming back, Ben? He's like, yes, I am. So I'm going to talk to him. I'm going to corral him because he's kind of tough to get a hold of.
Yeah.
Sometimes he doesn't return texts all the time. But I'm going to be over there to Hortonville, talk about that. They're 1-1, Brett, and they're actually – now listen, I think Wausau West is kind of the class of that Valley Football Association. But Hortonville might have a shot, at reaching the postseason, finishing in the upper half of that conference.
Well, who did they beat last week, the Polar Bears? They lost to West Pulaski. That's a good win because I know Pulaski picked to finish, third in the FRCC North behind Bayport and West of here. Bayport, by the way, 0-2 to start. This is the first time the Pirates are 0-2. However, since 06, by the way, they're very much like Fond du Lac. They loaded their non-conference schedule. They played Middleton and then Kimberly. So Middleton ranked 2, Kimberly ranked 1. How's that to test your mettle? Same with Fond du Lac taking on Sussex, Hamilton, and Franklin, both in the top 10 as well. That's what you got to do. I mean, maybe you take your lumps early, but you're trusting that that's going to help you down the line, right, and get you battle tested for come playoff time.
Well, I'm going to have some takeaways, Brett, from this, third week of high school football, and next week I debuted it last week. It's going to come back next week. Is the prep chatter? I'll kind of focus more on girls volleyball, cross country as well. We have some really good cross country runners in the area too, Brett. We can't make sure we got to showcase them as well. Boy, because that what over there at Wisconsin Rapids, that's coming up kind of soon, isn't it? Early October or mid-October is.
I mean,
we're meet.
We're already a third of the way through the high school football season. I mean, this is nuts. So, hey, first half scoring before we get the second half underway. Appleton North struck first, a 13-yard pass from Luke Kreitzer to Abraham Tamori, made it 7-0. And then the Cardinals answered with a 6-yard touchdown run by number 14, Braden Bingen. PAT was no good. 7-6 was the score with 4 minutes to go in the first quarter. And then the only second quarter score, an 18-yard touchdown run by Jack Robinson, broke a couple of tackles. PAT was good. 14-6 is where we're at as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Again, thanks to Cellcom. Unlimited data for smartphones is now more affordable than ever at Cellcom, with new unlimited data plan options starting as low as $25 per month per line. No matter how many lines you need, Cellcom has you covered. Visit cellcom.com/unlimited plus for details. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or email them at Cooney's, COONEYS0922 at sbcglobal.net.
By the way, Kaukauna leads 27-0 at the half over Oshkosh North. As we see the start of the second half.
Fond du Lac will open with the ball. Ricardo, I think Kaukauna is a team I'm going to have to figure out how to get into the varsity game of the week slate as well.
It's a little more trickier with them, but yes, Brett, I agree with you.
Yeah, we'll have to catch them on the road, but that's fine, and we'll figure it out. Hey, it's always good. It's a good problem to have, and don't forget we have Northeastern Conference teams we typically showcase as well.
There was 3 teams that were 2-0.
Freedom, Wrightstown, Little Chute off to great starts as well. We're going to see Freedom and Wrightstown in week 5 at Wrightstown, so that should be a great battle. I know the Freedom quarterback is off to a great start.
Yes, Mike Sherry's going to be at that game tomorrow.
Yeah, Freedom Xavier, that should be a heck of a battle as well, as Claperick going to keep it and somehow gets his way forward. Number 55, Christian West, the junior defensive lineman, just missed a tackle on Claperick. Credit to the Fondy quarterback for just slipping past that diving tackle attempt. 2nd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, 30 yards on 11 carries for Klaprick on the ground.
Xavier would be a fun team to kind of showcase as well. Unfortunately, matchup-wise in the Bay, there's just not.
There's a dearth of.
Yeah, it's just tough.
Of really good teams in the Bay.
It's tough. Yeah, I know Xavier's got a good football team this season. Whoa! Klaprick hit. Guess who, Ricardo? Number 5, Brock Arndt. There you go. One of your elite 11, 6'3", 235-pound senior linebacker.
I don't think he was blocked. I think that was maybe they miffed on that.
One of the captains for Rob Somm. By the way, I got a Rob Somm. I was looking this up, trying to figure out how long he has been at Appleton North. This is his 16th season now as the Lightning head coach.
Whew.
Of course, he followed the legendary Paul Engen in 08. And Paul Engen on the staff, has the field named after him at Appleton North. But Coach Somm has guided the Lightning to a winning record in all but one of his seasons, and that was a 5-5 showing in 2016.
Well, what happened here is that offsides on Appleton North. They're pointing over to the Fond du Lac side. They're both kind of pointing at each other, but it's going to be against Fond du Lac.
Appleton North, a playoff participant in every season since 04. That does not include the alternate season that was played in the spring of 2021 because we don't count that.
No.
Well, sort of we don't. We just don't want to think about it.
That's too bad because I firmly believe, and I don't care what Muskego says.
Yeah, here we go.
Fond du Lac was the best team that year. When you was it 70 points against Kimberly? I can't remember how many points it was. I thought it was 70 points.
It was 71-47.
You put up 71 points against a program like Kimberly, you're the best team. I don't care who the heck's down in the southeastern part of the state. Forget it, Muskego and Hunter Wohler or whoever. I think he's playing lacrosse now, Hunter Wohler.
No, Wohler.
No, that's the running back. I'm thinking from McWanago, or
another penalty now against Fond du Lac Ricardo's. Moving the ball back on 3rd down.
Was it the running back that got knocked out of the game against Kimberly last year in the championship game?
Yeah.
He was supposed to be a big recruit. He ended up playing lacrosse and not football this season.
I forget his name now.
Wyatt Stang?
That sounds about right, yeah. Little pump fake by Klaprick, picked off.
Oh, the turf monster got him.
Yeah, that was number 27, Jabari Hammond with a leaping grab. The 5'10", 175-pound junior defensive back with an acrobatic interception. Great hands. He had some turf in front of him, but just got tripped up. But a big turnover and just kind of really shooting themselves in the foot. The Cardinals there in that series. We had a couple penalties backing them up, and then 3rd and long, and a nice pick by Hammond. I wonder if Hammond was just kind of reading the eyes.
A little bit, yeah. I don't want to say baiting, but he was biding his time.
Great field position for Luke Kreitzer now, and a chance for North to add to this lead as he keeps it. Yeah, you mentioned that game, 71-47. Of course, Fond du Lac led by Braylon Allen and Kyle Waljasper. Those guys are putting together fantastic careers now at the collegiate level. Of course, Allen now a standout junior running back at the University of Wisconsin, one of the top backs in the Big Ten. Over 2,500 career rushing yards so far, 23 touchdowns. He's going to be a focal point offensively for the new coach, Luke Fickle. Badgers, Ricardo, they open tomorrow, or it's not Friday, it's Thursday. They open Saturday against Buffalo at Camp Randall Stadium. Have to think that should be a fairly lopsided win for Bucky, and we'll see Braylon Allen, the former Fond du Lac star, the weight room star as well, right? And then, of course, Kyle Waljasper, right? Ricardo's looking him up. Of course, he was a quarterback here. He's currently a redshirt sophomore at Minnesota Duluth, where he recently was named one of the Bulldogs team captains.
Well, look at that.
He accounted for 11 rushing and 10 passing touchdowns last season for Duluth. And you mentioned that 71-47 victory over Kimberly in the finale of that 2021 alternate spring season. Those guys were the reason why.
I remember talking to Steve Jones, the Kimberly coach at the time, about that, Brett, as Kreitzer
powering his way.
He said that Braylon Allen and Waljasper were two of the finest football players in his whole coaching career that he had ever gone against.
Man.
That's saying a lot. That's Coach Jones of Kimberly.
Remember, Waljasper, he had 306 yards and 5 touchdowns and just 15 carries. Allen, 278 yards and 4 TDs. Fond du Lac, 606 yards of rushing offense.
Beautiful moon. Look at that, Brett. You see that out there?
Yeah, did you see the, yep. Yesterday's a full moon and super moon, or blue moon.
This looks like a super moon to me.
The blue moon, super moon combo, they said won't be back till, what, 2037?
Kind of an off color, little good big old buttery moon up there, Brett.
Jack Robinson tripped up, but short of the first down. Remember that game? We streamed that game back in 2021. That was at Appleton North. Wall Jasper had touchdown runs of 55, 54, 44, 44, and 50 yards. Allen had touchdown runs of 66, 33, 47, and 48 yards. And to combine, the teams generated 1,328 yards of offense, with Fond du Lac finishing with 689 yards. Kimberly was 639. It was attractive. Both teams were just kind of trading long touchdowns, and then finally it was just too much for Kimberly.
3rd down and 3 situation for Appleton North as they look to go up by a couple scores here, Brett. 7:15 left in the 3rd quarter. We have a player coming off the field.
It's like number 25 for the Cardinals, Herbert Broomfield. Hopefully he's all right.
3rd and 3 from the 15 for Appleton North. They're running the ball a little bit better this quarter, Brett. They've had they basically this whole drive, which started at their own 32. They've ran the ball. No throws from Kreitzer.
Yeah, Kreitzer now going under center. And play fake. And now Kreitzer, what's he going to do? And it's going to be a nice play design. Arndt with the touchdown. And that is a 15-yard toss by Kreitzer.
Real nice play, Brett. Going off that play action. Little bootleg deception. Love it.
Brock Arndt, not just a good linebacker, right? He's got some good hands, too,
He
as
does.
a tight end. Second touchdown pass of the night for Kreitzer. And turning a turnover into points. Score stat in for the PAT. Yeah, that was a real nice play design. A lot kind of going on there. Play fake, and then Kreitzer kind of spins around. Score stats kick is through. And as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard, a little bit more breathing room for the Lightning. They lead 21-6 with 6:46 to go here in this 3rd quarter.
See if I can get, again, Kreitzer's numbers here. He is 16 for 21, Brett, and 169 yards.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns. He had the 13-yarder in the 1st quarter to Abraham Tamori, and now the 15-yard hookup to Brock Arndt. Other touchdown was the 18-yard run by Jack Robinson. The only touchdown for the Cardinals so far, a 6-yard run by Braden Bingen. Again, this touchdown coming off the interception by Jabari Hammond, put the Fond du Lac, or the Appleton North Lightning in real good field position. And feels like the Cardinals going to need an answer here, down 2 scores. See if they can put together a drive. Seems like they started out real good, kind of efficient, but then some hiccups, right? Saw that at the end of the half, and then to open here in the 3rd quarter. So they can kind of regroup offensively, take care of the ball, and see if they can get a touchdown drive of their own. Of course, easier said than done against a very tough Appleton North defense. Talk a little bit about this football field here in time as well. Maybe I'll wait for the 4th quarter, but some interesting facts and figures. Brock Arndt, by the way, back defensively now. We saw him with the touchdown, but he earned all Fox Valley Association co-linebacker, co-defensive player of the year honors on his way to landing on the Associated Press and Wisconsin Football Coaches Association large all-state teams. Ricardo, 111 total tackles last season.
He was he just manhandled folks over there at the linebacker position. Well, he hit both him and Ethan Doucette, remember, from Kimberly?
Yeah.
They're kind of the premier linebackers in the FVA.
Yeah, and he's at the line trying to cause some havoc there, and he's one of the guys plugging some holes. Brock Arndt, 10 tackles for loss. Also had 3 pass breakups, 2 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. Total's good enough to land him again on Ricardo's Elite 11 team. Where's he? Is he going? He's got to be going to the next level somewhere.
Yeah. Oh, boy, who was that? I know he had a visit to Wisconsin.
Yeah, you look at his frame, 6'3", 235 pounds. So you can certainly add to that at the Division I level. Second down coming up for Klapperick. Swings it over, and just nothing there. Boy, hard tackle and a flag. Wow.
Face mask.
Is that what it was? Charlie Rain, or check that, Timmy Harry, who caught it, but Sean Hansen with the hard tackle. And they're going to get a personal foul face mask, so a big defensive penalty by the Lightning after the hit on Harry.
So a 2-yard gain turns into a penalty and a 15-yard walk, or I should say addition. Gets it to the 39, first down and 10. 5:41 or 5:40 and counting left here in the third quarter.
Klapperick, he's under pressure, setting up the screen, nothing doing. Ben Wenzel, the sophomore linebacker, coming in hard on Connor Johnson after Johnson caught it. Just no running room. Wenzel wrapping up and bringing Johnson down. Second and behind the sticks, second and 12 for the Cardinals. Quickly back to the line of scrimmage here. Clock continuing to run in this third quarter. Klapperick against sidearm throw off the fingertips of Johnson. Keep mixing up my days. I keep thinking I'm off tomorrow, but tomorrow's Friday.
It is.
I think today's Friday and tomorrow's Saturday. Not quite yet. So 3rd and 12 for Fondy. Big play here, both sides. And not sure what happened there, but punt team's going to have to come out. And Appleton North now, Ricardo, it's kind of teetering in their favor. One more stop defensively, get that offense on the field, which has been humming all game long. You put another touchdown on the board, you got to be feeling pretty good if you're the Lightning. Let's see if they can do just that. Back to receive this punt, number 25, Nick Bergen, senior. Good punt, Bergen racing for it, catches it at the 34-yard line, looking for a seam.
You
hard.
got crunched.
Yeah, I think number 9, one of the first ones in there, Halden Krieger. 6'3", 200-pound senior linebacker / tight end. Well, that is a giant wound back there, isn't it?
Ball will be at the 44.
Just keeps climbing and climbing.
Three receivers far side for Kreitzer.
Kreitzer with 2 touchdown passes on the night, red hot. And handoff right up the gut, number 36 with the carry, Tyson Salm. You know that game at Appleton East, Neenah game, Ricardo, East leading 8-7 at the halftime. Mike Sherry is at the game. Grant Dean not playing tonight for the Rockets. I guess he hurt his ankle against Menasha last week.
I don't remember that.
Don't remember that. We streamed the game against that game. I don't remember him getting banged up. He had 3 more touchdowns, looked really good. I guess Evan Van Evenhoven, the quarterback, still out and expects to be out maybe a little bit longer now. As Kreitzer, nice pass to Tamari. I was under the impression that Van Evenhoven maybe was going to be back pretty quick, but
Yeah, I thought it was only a couple weeks. I didn't know it was that long. I thought it was a couple of weeks at the most. But that's half the season.
yeah, well, kind of going by what Mike Sherry's kind of telling us, that Van Evenhoven still has a wrap on his wrist. He told Mike that he hopes to be back in 3 to 4 weeks. So it's
Was it his throwing wrist? Or
no, I thought it was his. I thought it was his non-throwing wrist.
That's what I thought too.
But I suppose tough to. If it's pretty sprained, I'm sure it's pretty tender, and you don't want to take shots on that and carry the ball with that left hand. And Bobby Psalm with the carry, first down. But so Neenah, I'm assuming again tonight, freshman quarterback Ashton Van Beek, who looked very good against Menasha, I thought, last week, and I know you agreed.
Yeah, and that's a trial by fire for that kid, huh?
Well, especially getting an FBA play. Next week, Neenah's got Kakana. But if Grant Dean is back next week, so we'll see.
Either way, Appleton East has really made a lot of improvement from last year. Remember, they won one game last year.
Jack Robinson wrapped up quickly by number 22, Carson Murphy, a 6'2", 190-pound linebacker getting in. 1 yard for Robinson. That's good to see. Coach Kromenacher doing a nice job, kind of step by step. For years, the city of Appleton power, you could say, is this team right here, Appleton North. Appleton West has had some moments.
They've had, they've made the playoffs a few years under Coach Engen, yes.
Yeah, and Brent Engen also on the staff with Rob Salm and his father, Paul Engen. But the problem with Appleton West, as we talked about it, just consistency. They just need to get a coach in place and stay there for a while and try to build something. As Kreitzer just does the wise thing, nothing there, and throws it out of bounds. So big moment here, third down coming up.
.154 left here in the third quarter. 21-6 lead again for Appleton North as they look to improve to 3-0 on the season. Brett, they've only allowed 12 points all season, I think, correct?
Well, Ricardo, let me check the old game notes, and 19 points. 7
19.
Against Southwest.
Okay, that's what it was.
6 against Preble.
I believe one of those was a interception return for a touchdown, though, so it didn't really count against the defense.
Play fake. Kreitzer, he's going to, he got a lot of field and tries to spin his way inside. Now decision time for Rob Sum. I think he's going to go for it. I think he's going to trust his defense here. And, well, no, let's see. Is the punt team coming out? Looks to be. So there you go. Another example of why I'm not a head coach.
Well, I kind of see why Rob's doing that, just pen them real deep and trust that great defense, which has really played a lot better in the second half, Brett. East leads 15-14 over Neenah late in the third quarter, Brett.
Okay.
That still would be the upset of the year thus far, wouldn't you say?
No doubt about it.
I mean, I know Appleton is coming off a 51-0 victory over Appleton West. I mean, they could, again, be very well 2-0. They barely lost to Menasha in week 1 as we have a penalty now, Brett.
Okay, what's this flag? Remember, it was 4th and 4 on this kick. What if it's offsides on Fond du Lac? We'll see. Waiting for the referee to make the call. Officials talking some final things over. And we'll see what the call is.
Well, I saw the...
looks like it's against Appleton North. Procedure call against Appleton North. They got the crickets. And are they going to make Appleton North punt it again?
No. Why would you do that? You'd just take the ball, wouldn't you?
Ball's at 20.
Yeah. Is that the case? They have to give the punter more room.
Yeah, that's true. So ball at the 20. Wasn't quite sure what was going on or where were they going to spot everything and set things up. So good job by the Cardinals to get that stop. And now a chance again. Definitely within striking distance. Get another score on the board. Make it a one-score game. And could make these final 12 minutes of the fourth quarter pretty interesting here in this Week 3 FVA matchup. See what Connor Clapper can do. He's going to fire it over. Ooh, high pass. Off target there, Connor Johnson. Even though he's 6'2", that ball a little too high for Johnson. Second down coming up.
53 seconds now left in the third quarter.
What beautiful setup here at Cardinal Stadium. Love. We're going to have to come back here again sometime, aren't we? This is nice. As much as it was enjoyable to go to Fruth, I remember Rosie would be on the top of the press box outside.
Yeah, that's true. There always seem to be a lot of mosquitoes as well.
Yeah. Well, I wonder why that creek,
yeah.
creek right behind the press box there as Fond du Lac takes a timeout here.
Well, again, an update for Mike Sherry, and we thank him for being at that East Nina game. He says he just talked to Grant Dean.
Yeah.
He said left ankle, hurt it versus Menasha, and swelled up on him over the weekend. He expects to be back next week. I like Mike. He should be our sideline reporter.
He's doing all the sideline work.
I was always a guy that I never talked to players on the sideline during the game.
I never did either.
But Mike is, I'll just do it. Why not, right? Maybe he talked to him at halftime, though, now that I'm thinking about it.
But even then, I still wouldn't be coaches, any of that. Now, I walk the sideline.
Yes.
That's where I always wanted to be. If we didn't have all this equipment, I'd rather be on the sideline.
Mike doesn't care. He's got the press hat on. He's just asking the questions.
He says that there are no rules from Mike Sherry. He's going to ask whatever he wants. He's breaking news while the game is playing. Second down for Claperick after this timeout. Kind of get things reorganized here. See if the Cardinals can come up with a big moment here. Handoff. Nothing doing. J.J. McGee with the handoff there. Appleton North reading that the entire way, plugging up those holes. So third down coming up. Now might be a time, Ricardo, for a Mengel reception, perhaps.
Yeah, I'm serious. I'd put the ball in his hands every day, every play. Third and 10 at the 20.
Whoa, low snap. Good job by Clapper.
Oh, look out.
He's on the run. He's going to keep it. Little cut. Good job by number 21 of that North defense, Sean Hansen. Again, we called his name a bunch, the junior defensive back. Looked like Clapper maybe if he could try to bounce it outside, but Hansen there setting that edge, not allowing Clapper to get out. And fourth down coming up. That's the end of the third quarter, so we'll have a punt to start the final 12 minutes of this one. We look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Appleton North leads 21-6. North trying to improve to 3-0. Well, you know what? With the change, now it's time to kind of brag up this facility, right? First of all, Board of Education committed up to $5.3 million from the district's fund balance for the project of this new football stadium and turf field. As we mentioned, picturesque Fruth Field had served as the home for Fondy football. But I got to thank, again, this is from Justin Marion. He's the Fond du Lac School District Director of Communications and Strategy. Just kind of talking about this beautiful facility, beautiful field. And Ricardo, you mentioned it. He said, situated on our campus, and, quote, it effortlessly integrates academics, community, and events. This proximity to our high school emphasizes our district's dedication to a seamless blend of education, recreation, and learning through activities, end quote. Just as you said, as we have the punt here to start this final quarter here. Good catch by Bergen, and great field position for Appleton North. So like you said, not just a football field, so many different classrooms, phy-ed, band, anybody can come on out and use this football field for educational purposes, not just athletically. And then talking about the lights, we kind of saw it at halftime there. They were playing YMCA by the Village People, and the lights can kind of go to the music and they can show different colors. And Marion, quote, additionally, the RGB lights we have added at Cardinal Stadium provide a unique experience that few high schools in the country and certainly the state of Wisconsin have to offer.
That's the first time I've seen something like that. I will agree with him on that.
Yeah, the lights were kind of, they dimmed during the halftime show by the marching band as Kreitzer looking for a few yards, gets it. Boy, moving the pile. Let's see where they find the whistle. Still is yet to blow. Finally it does at near the 40-yard line. But yeah, they dimmed the LED lights at halftime for the marching band's performance, and then when the music came on here in the PA, it was doing different things. And I've seen photos that they sent us where they can have different colored lights. Marion goes on to say, quote, it provides a college or professional feel with the game day experience. Given the newness of our lights, we do not have a video of the Cardinal Stadium experience yet, but we can share one of Wisconsin Lutheran High School as well has the same system. So thank you, end quote, to Justin Marion for some of that information. But the lights here, you got to check it out. There's a little screen pass. Nope, I think that's short hopped.
Yeah, and this has been well documented. Anybody from Fond du Lac knows that it was a pain in the rear to get this thing built because of there was some politics going on in the school board. I've been vociferous in my Twitter account. Now, technically, I was a sports editor here back in the day, but now I'm in Appleton. Even then, I still gave my thoughts on it, which was like there's a couple. It was hung up by a couple of school board members, and anyone who knows the story knows who they were, and thankfully they were voted out. Your power, your vote, folks.
Third down for Kreitzer. He drops back, looking to his right, and oh, wow. Tamori with the catch, but how about Halden Krieger, number 9, a senior linebacker coming in with a hard hit. Nowhere for Tamori to go, so fourth down. And what does Rob Salm want to do? Is he going to bring the punt team out? He's going to trust that defense to kind of salt this game away.
But Brett, to get back to that, the people spoke.
Yeah.
They voted them out. They voted school board members in that were going to approve this facility. And now look at how beautiful this is. It always gets to that point, right? Everyone who was against it, now they love it, right? They come out here and they see what they have here and really the jewel of the valley now. It's a gorgeous facility.
You always get that with professional arenas and stadiums too. Everybody gripes with them.
But then you come out, oh man, this is beautiful, ain't it? I was behind it the whole way.
Rosie, the lights here, Will, right? W-I-L-L, Will lighting system, I think. So you gotta get an opportunity if you can to delay a game penalty against Appleton North and back up the lighting, give them a little bit more room to punt. But you got to check it out. It's really neat to see how these lights they just kind of set them to
it's like choreographed almost,
It's pretty cool.
And they're bright LED, am I right, Rosie? Those things are bright.
It's bright. It's very good playing conditions here. There's no shadows anywhere, so this is a beautiful setup. So kudos to the good folks here at Fond du Lac for getting that. Boy, yeah, they had to get the punt up.
Look out if you're –
and it takes a north bounce, of course.
Of course. Yeah.
Whoa.
And a funny play. Got to be careful there.
Yeah,
just let North fall on it.
That was kind of risky there.
Yeah, he's getting yelled at.
Ethan Kolb, a sophomore. No harm, no foul, but yeah, be careful there.
Very fortuitous bounce, though, for Appleton North. That thing went up in the air, Brett. It looked like it was going to be about a 5-yard punt.
Yeah, it was almost blocked, so he had to get the kick up quick.
But now all told, it was about a 25-yard punt.
Yeah, now or never for Fond du Lac as well. Down 21-6 as we look at our Cellcom Coonies Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. 9:36 to play, so we're under the 10-minute mark. Got to make something happen here. But again, I've been saying it, easier said than done against an Appleton North defense that coming in had given up just 13 points and now only 19 points so far this season. Claperick going to go downfield.
Got him!
And he's got
Oh, boy. Oh, no.
That was there. Connor Johnson just couldn't pull it down, and now he's grabbing that left knee as well. I hope he's all right. He did get behind the defense, and he's pretty mad, and I wonder, boy, I hope he's all right.
Oh boy, that's adding salt to the wound, being hurt on that too. And I'm sure he's gonna look back at that tape like, how did I drop this? Because Brett, it was going to be a long play, possibly a touchdown.
Looks like he's limping off a little bit. Wonder if he did something during that route where
maybe
it just kind of something pulled,
the
something tugged.
Injury happened as he was trying to secure the ball.
That's a possibility. He's limping off the field. Like
but hey,
Coach Sam Pluker there.
That was a beautiful pass by Klaprick.
It was there.
Good read.
Speaking of Sam Pluker, a second-year guy in the Cardinals. He had been an assistant here previously. 2015 graduate of Kimberly High School. He's a papermaker.
That's true.
3-year Leonard winner, 2-year starter at linebacker, member of the Papermakers 2013 and 14 state championship teams. Also served as an assistant coach at UW Oshkosh before joining Fond du Lac. Klaprick was able to,
Arndt.
Arndt just chased down number 33, Zach Kaler, 5'10" senior fullback. And now a big third down coming up both sides. Boy, if you're Appleton North, want to make this a 3-and-out, get off the field. And maybe try to get a running game established to start milking that clock. Conversely, Klaprick here, 3rd and 4. See if he can keep the chains moving, keep his team in the game. He's just going to keep it off the snap, try to move the pile.
There it is, the rugby scrum.
Somebody got free. He got free. Klaprick off to the races, trying to get into the end zone. He scores from 65 yards out.
Brett, that's why you always play to the whistle. I don't care if it looks like a big old mass of humanity. You keep going until you hear that whistle, and Klaprick kept on churning those legs and driving, broke free from that mass of humanity, Brett, and it's a touchdown.
65-yard dash to the end zone after he breaks through that scrum. Almost like kind of lulled everybody to sleep, waiting for that whistle. You're right, the officials never blew it down. The pile was moving. He kept those legs churning, and once he got free, he was showing off that sprinter speed, wasn't going to get caught, and now a 2-point conversion attempt, I would think, for the Cardinals coming up. Klaprick, he has it, looking, and knocked away. So that will stay a 2-score game at 9 points at 21-12 as we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Kind of interesting. I mean, you got to go for 2 at some point if you're able to hold and score again, but almost psychologically, would you prefer just to punch the PAT through and then try to get that 2-point if you're able to hold and score? You got to go. You need it at some point. So, but what a run by Klaprick. 2 touchdown runs for the Cardinals tonight. The 65-yarder by Klaprick, and of course the 6-yard run by Bingen. Touchdown passes tonight from Luke Kreitzer, 13-yarder to Abraham Tamori. And then the 15-yarder to Brock Arndt, also a 18-yard run by Jack Robinson. 8:40 to go, and the Fond du Lac fans in front of us, Ricardo, a little bit more juice, a little bit more energy, and there's a big kick into the end zone, so Appleton North will have it at the 20-yard line. 8:40 to play.
Well, now this is kind of a test, right, for Appleton North. What do you do here, right? You want to put together a nice drive, hopefully come away with some points in some way. I mean, if you get even a field goal, you're looking at, 24-12. You're doubling up. That's 12-point lead.
I think ideally, if you're Rob Sum, you want to say, okay, guys up front, we're going to start running the ball here, and we're going to start milking the clock and try to get out of here with our 3rd win of the season. Let's see what Kreitzer wants to do. He's got Robinson. Nope, Kreitzer going to swing it over and incomplete to Tamori, so 2nd and 10 now coming up.
Second down and 10 from the 20. 8:37 left here in the 4th quarter. North at its own 20.
There's a handoff. Oh, wow.
Someone got belted.
Yeah, 36, Tyson Saw him, kind of trying to lower those pads, but number 5, Corbin Hanrahan, one of the captains, a 6'2 senior linebacker, just wrapping up and bringing Saw down. So here you go, 3rd and 10.
Well, if you're Fondy's defense, this is where you got to make your play here, right? 3rd down and 8, long situation for North. North's a little bit off balance right now offensively. Can North grab that momentum?
Kreitzer running, and nope, he's just going to keep it, and 4th down. Does a good job. Falls in bounds to keep that clock running a little bit. But credit Fond du Lac doing its job defensively, and they're going to get the ball back, down 9 with plenty of time left.
And that punt game, Brett, remember, it was a short punt last possession by Appleton North, which kind of set up that 65-yard touchdown run by Klaprick. So special teams playing a factor in this as well.
Jacob Haller, number 3, number 12, Connor Johnson back, and look for maybe a little razzle-dazzle, Ricardo, if they're able to get the punt off. Let's see if they can do a little reverse action off this punt with 2 guys back deep. Let's see. Punt.
Oh, boy.
Watch out here. And that is going to trickle into Fond du Lac territory. Ball will be downed at the 47-yard line. So great field position for the Cardinals. And suddenly, Ricardo, momentum is shifted. You can kind of feel it.
Hey, I want to send a shout out. Hey, Josh Young's listening, Brett, St. Mary Catholic coach, saying great broadcast, fellas. Good to hear from you, Josh. Good luck to the Zephyrs.
He's
Brett,
doing a good job.
Yeah,
over
11-man
there,
football.
Yeah.
You know, that's a transition there a little bit. That's a change. And I know they had the big win over Rosschult.
Week
to
1,
start
right?
to week
Yeah.
1, and I forgot what happened last week. If they took it they took a loss. But congrats, coach, and best of luck this season.
The Zephyrs.
Zephyrs
Love their colors. Klaprick, watch out! He's on the run again. Finally tripped up by Arndt.
Yes.
Arndt tripped up. Well, you can see though, really fired up are the Cardinals. Look like big number 77, one of those guys up front. Caleb Kotke, one of the captains. He's really pumped up. He's jacked up, and all of a sudden, as I said, momentum has clearly shifted. And probably some urgency going to be needed here on this drive to conserve as much time as possible. Let's see what Klaprick can do. Handoff. Watch out here. Is this
McGee?
He's on the run again. Finally brought down, but a big run by J.J. McGee, the senior running back. And that line, Ricardo, getting some blocks coming off the snap, sealing some stuff on that edge. McGee is able to turn it. And look at this, inside the 10 to the 7-yard line. And we have a Lightning player down, which stops the clock. Can't see who it is. I think it's number 7 for Appleton North, Brady Lamont, one of the captains for Rob Somm, a senior linebacker.
Brett Klaprick, those 2 back-to-back runs at a 65-yard touchdown and a 15-yard run. 15 carries, 115 yards. Quickly over 100 yards for Klaprick.
Good to see Lamont back up. He was the one who made the tackle, chased down McGee, but Lamont trotting off the field. Looks like he's okay, so that's great.
Well, you're talking about momentum here. Fond du Lac has it, Brett. Their last 3 plays, Brett, 65 yards, 35, or 15 yards and 31. All on the ground.
Good chunk plays, right? Now Fond du Lac 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. Clock running now after that injury timeout. Boy, Fond du Lac quickly to the line of scrimmage. Klaprick again, toss. McGee trying to find something. Cuts it inside. Big hit by Arndt. That's Arndt again. I thought McGee was going to get in, but Arndt comes flying through. We saw that play earlier that Fond du Lac scored on that 6-yard run, a little toss play. They ran to the line. It was Bingen who scored that time. Same deal. Ball now at the 3-yard line, under 6 minutes to play. McGee back there with Klaprick. Klaprick waiting for the snap. Got it. And he's just looking for some blocks. Klaprick trying to move the pile. And he's going to be down just shy of the goal line. 3rd and goal coming up.
Kimberly up 34-3 over Oshkosh West. Marcus Doucette with a short touchdown. Younger brother of Ethan Doucette.
Yeah. I believe Ethan is he at Winona State now, I want to say.
I want to say that's where he's at.
Look at this 3rd and goal ball inside the 1 near the goal line here.
Ball's almost touching the goal line stripe.
Yeah, quickly the line. This is going to be a quarterback sneak as Klapperick looking to keep it himself.
Oh, did he get in?
Let's see. What are the officials going to say as they
got him.
Touchdown. Touchdown.
Was that Klapperick? Klapperick kept it himself.
With the 1-yard touchdown plunge. And we got ourselves a game here in the 4th quarter. So now the PAT. Good job by the holder, and the PAT does go through. I wasn't sure. Halden Krieger is able to punch it through. And look at this. With 4:59 remaining in this game, we look at our Cellcom Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear scoreboard. Appleton North barely leading now 21-19 after back-to-back touchdowns by the Cardinals. That 65-yard run at 8:40 to play scored by Klapperick. Remember that this place was kind of it was quiet, right? It was sleepy, and that scrum it kind of kept moving, but it looked like it was going to be whistled down, and all of a sudden he squirts through, and then it's sprinter speed to the end zone. That just ignited this crowd here in Fond du Lac and that sideline. I think Appleton North on the other side's got to be thinking, what the heck just happened here?
Well, they got to get things squared away. That North offense has been 4 and out these last 2 drives, Brett.
Boy, a big kick into the end zone. So, again, ball at the 20-yard line, not giving North any opportunity to return that.
Who kicks? By the way, who's doing that kick?
I should get a number. I'm missing the number
he's
here.
doing a great job.
But it kind of felt like Ricardo's game was just about over, right? Looked like Appleton North firmly in command of this one. Lightning now suddenly on the ropes here. Still up 2. Let's see what Kreitzer can do. Jack Robinson back there with him, waiting for the snap. Kreitzer's going to keep it. Oh, watch out! And Kreitzer brought down Augie Guzman, the senior linebacker, getting in the backfield, and Kreitzer's dropped for about a 3-4 yard loss. Looking at the timeout situation, Fond du Lac with 2, Appleton North all 3. But now you're looking at Ricardo 2nd and 13.
Brett, their last 9 plays have accounted for 7 total yards.
Wow.
Got to get back to that short passing and efficiency that kind of got them going in the first quarter.
Kreitzer, he faked like he was going to go. Yeah, quarterback draw. Kreitzer brought down. So 3rd down coming up. Nice tackle by Klapperick. Also plays defensive back for the Cardinals, but at least it's a more manageable 3rd down coming up for Appleton North. Under 4 minutes to play. Clock continuing to run. 3rd and they'll call it 5. I guess it's 5. Ball at the 25-yard line. What do you do here?
Short pass.
Let's see what Kreitzer ends up doing. No, he's going to keep it himself, and he's brought down. Number 34 with the tackle, not fooled at all. Rhett Hilvaka, the junior linebacker. Now that punt team's got to come out. Fond du Lac's going to have a chance to pull this one out.
Yeah, Brett, that clock keeps ticking. It's going to be near the 3-minute mark.
What just an incredible turn of events here. Jacob Haller back to receive the punt for Fond du Lac. Let's see if Appleton North can get this off cleanly. No rush. Nice high punt. You know Fond du Lac screaming, get away from it. And it's going to be bounced, or down, I should say, about the 45, 46-yard line. So here we go. 45-yard line's where the official will spot it.
Well, the Appleton North football program prides itself on its defense, prides itself on its linebacker play, and being able to hold firm, Brett. This is where they need them to come up and make those plays.
This was a 21-6 game with 8+ minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Then that 65-yard touchdown run by Klaprick with 8:40 to play.
That was on a 3rd and 4, by the way.
3rd and 4, and then the 1-yard run by Klaprick there at the goal line. And here we are, 21-19. Klaprick keeping it again, trying to find something. Gets a couple. Number 50 on the tackle for Appleton North. That's Ben Wenzel. He's part of the leadership committee for Appleton North.
Well, Bonnie's going to have a little bit of a mix. You can't just run the ball here, Brett. Time's ticking away. They do have all their timeouts.
Klaprick going to fire. Yep, there's a first down catch. Still on his feet. Connor Johnson with the reception. Inside the 35 down to the 33-yard line.
Gain of 17 yards. Brett takes it down to the 33, and boy, they got Appleton North reeling right now.
They do. It's a complete momentum shift again. Klaprick looking for some blockers up front, trying to move the pile. Does. Seems like that Fond du Lac front, Ricardo, is really doing some work, aren't they? I mean, moving the pile. Doesn't look like there's a lot there, but they're pushing, they're gaining, and about a 5-yard pickup, second down ball at the 29-yard line. 2nd and 6 officially, so 4 yards on the pickup. Under 2 minutes to play, 1.5 minutes to play, clock continuing to run. Just need a field goal. As Klaprick now looking to his
They're
left,
going for it
Rainbow,
all.
and just overshoots. Just overshoots Connor Johnson.
I like the attempt, right? Take a shot. Take a shot.
Yeah, I suppose you feel good at the 2nd and 6 because you feel you got 2 plays to get 6 yards.
1:23 left in the fourth quarter. High drama here.
When does Mengel become
the
target again, right? Their big tight end. Quickly to the line.
He's out there. You can't miss him.
Again, there's that toss play to McGee. Trying to bounce it. Nothing. Brock Hart coming in hard on the tackle. Look at him. He's pumped up. And now 4th down, and you got to think Fond du Lac's going to want to call a timeout to talk things over. Boy, Ricardo, watching the game in the binoculars, there are just times that aren't just all of a sudden is a blur and just shoots through there. And definitely charged up after that one with a couple fist pumps after that tackle.
This is, I don't want to say it's the game because Fond du Lac has, 2 timeouts?
One timeout.
One timeout left.
Now.
Oh, maybe it is.
It is
because
the game.
Yeah, if you hold here, it's looking really, really good. Now Appleton North, their defense has had up and down second half after being very good in the first. We'll see if they have enough in the tank, Brett, to hold off this surging Fond du Lac team.
Well, we've had some good varsity game of the week live streams, haven't we, so far to start the season? Crazy game in week 1. Nina holding off De Pere in a wild one. Kimberly Bayport last week.
And then Nina Menasha, that weather played a factor in that one.
Yeah, weather played a factor. Hortonville West De Pere was a close one. And now we got a close one here in week 3. If this is kind of a preview of the FBA season, we're going to be in for a treat. Here you go, 4th and 6. Klaprick waiting for it off this timeout. Play fake. He's got time.
Look out.
Now he's flush. Got to rainbow it down the field and knocked away. Knocked away. Good coverage on the backside by that North defense. Now North celebrating. Looks like Appleton North, Ricardo, going to hold on.
Whoa. I was going to say, Brett, find a way to get it into Mengel's hands. That's what I would have done. But, of course, I'm not a coach.
Nina now leading Appleton East 20-15, but what a game and a good pressure. Klaprick had a little time, but there was just nowhere to throw, and finally it broke down, and he had to get rid of it.
And there you see how much pressure plays a factor in that, Brett. When you got to go off script, things that tends to skew toward the defense in those situations.
Boy, Fond du Lac was close, right, getting into field goal range, but what prevailed again? The Appleton North defense, when it had to, came through, and now the Lightning in victory formation since the Cardinals have just one timeout. Kreitzer taking the knee. And I don't think Fondy will use that final timeout.
Yeah, I mean,
no need to do
right.
that. But what a game here at Cardinal Stadium.
Neenah leading 20-15 with 4+ minutes left.
One more snap should do it. And boy, it turned into a thriller, didn't it? What a fun ball game this ended up being, as North Kreitzer taking the knee one final time. All that we're waiting for now to make this official is to see the clock hit 0. But good stuff here at Cardinal Stadium. I know, Ricardo, you got to get down onto the field. But some impressions, I guess I'll say, from Fond du Lac's standpoint, a much improved performance going from those 2 lopsided losses in weeks 1 and 2.
Oh, much better.
They're playing a very good Appleton North team, but conversely, as I said just moments ago, what came through at the end at Appleton North, it's defense, right? It's defense like it always does, firmed up, walled up, and got the stops. And who was kind of one of the guys, the key guys, Brock Arndt making some plays all over the field, including offensively, but making some key stops.
One of the Elite 11.
North's defense salting this one away.
Yeah, for Fond du Lac, it's disappointing because you're 0-3, and then you got Kimberly next week, and they're playing well.
And
they're
after that,
and then Kaukauna, which is arguably the hottest team in our area, Brett. It's looking tough for Fond du Lac right now, but there's so many things that can determine the season. You just want to come out and get better every play. That's the mantra for a lot of the teams. And Fond du Lac, you got to hope that they're able to build off this better showing against Appleton North, and not so much the first 2 weeks. For Appleton North, you got punched in the mouth, and you answered. You knew Fond du Lac, it was 21-6, I think, for a while, you said. And to withstand, a team they're a little desperate, right? You got a crazy line in a corner, and you're able to hold them back again. That does speak volumes. And I'll talk to Coach Salm about that. But boy, oh boy, 3-0 in the season. Fast start for Appleton North. They look good, Brett.
And a good start, because you know how this FVA is going to be. It's going to be rugged, and you're going to be beaten up and kind of pushed around, but you're going to be ready for come playoff time. But Appleton North thinking bigger thoughts than that. They're thinking conference championship. They're thinking a deep run again into the playoffs, and they got the squad to do it.
All right, gentlemen. Hey, we'll see you next week. Enjoy the holiday, guys. Okay, hope everything works out well for you guys.
Don't forget Monday's Clubhouse
Monday's
Live.
Clubhouse, I will
be there.
And I got to ask Rob Salm about who's all going to be there from North. So, all right, gentlemen, have a great weekend.
Thanks, Ricardo. Great work as always. I'm going to run down the scoring here before we sign off from Cardinal Stadium. Boy, what a pleasure it was to be here. This is a great facility. Not that Fruth Field wasn't. We always enjoyed Fruth, but this is spectacular. And just so many good facilities up and down here in this Fox Valley region. FVA, FRCC, Northeastern Conference has some nice facilities as well, the Bay. So we're very fortunate to be able to check out these great fields and complexes and do what we love to do. Run down the scoring. Appleton North got on the board first, 7:40 to play in the opening quarter. A 13-yard pass from Luke Kreitzer to Abraham Tamori made it 7-0 Appleton North. Fond du Lac answered right away, 6-yard touchdown run by Braden Bingen. The kick was no good at 4-minute mark. 7-6 Appleton North with the lead. Lightning then tacked on to that lead. An 18-yard touchdown run by Jack Robinson with 4:58 to play in the half. Broke 2 tackles on his way to the end zone, made it 14-6, and that's what the halftime score was. In the third quarter, Appleton North, a 15-yard pass from Luke Kreitzer to Brock Arndt. That came off the interception, by the way, by Jamari Hammond. So Appleton North turning an interception into a touchdown, made it 21-6. Appleton North with 6:46 to play. And then a back-to-back touchdowns by Fondy, and made it a game here in the fourth quarter. First, a 65-yard touchdown run by quarterback Connor Klapperick. 2-point conversion was no good, but with 8:40 to play, it was 21-12. By the way, Klapperick moving the pile, looked like the play was about to be whistled dead, and then he just squirted through and was off to the races on his way to that 65-yard touchdown run. And then Klapperick inside the one, it was basically just a pile shove. He gets across with 4:59 to play. PAT was good, 21-19. And then Fond du Lac was able to had the ball on the march. Looked like maybe going to have a shot to set up for the field goal, but that Appleton North defense, Brock Arndt with a big tackle down the stretch as well. And that's where we finish it. Appleton North winning 21-19 in this Week 3 Fox Valley Association thriller. With the victory, Appleton North proves to 3-0 overall, 1-0 in the FVA. Up next for the Lightning, they're home against Oshkosh West next Friday. Fox Valley Association matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. As for the Cardinals, 0-3 now overall, 0-1 in the FVA. And up next for the Cardinals, doesn't get any easier. They're at top-ranked Kimberly on Friday, and an FVA matchup. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. As for us, to be determined. Got a couple games to consider, including Fond du Lac at Kimberly. We'll see how we kind of figure out Week 4, but some intriguing matchups nonetheless. But I'll announce that game next week on my Twitter account again at PCBrettsy, so please give me a follow. Live coverage will kick off from somewhere, Rosie, at 6:45 p.m. And again, you can access our previous Game of the Week live streams on our USA Today Network Wisconsin websites. Just go to the sports section and scroll down until you see the Watch Our Varsity Game of the Week Prep live streams link. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Cellcom. Unlimited data for smartphones is now more affordable than ever at Cellcom, with new unlimited data plan options starting as low as $25 per month per line. No matter how many lines you need, Cellcom has you covered. Visit cellcom.com/unlimited plus for details. And Cooney's Embroidery and Sportswear, they have the skills and experience to customize your apparel and spread the word about your organization. Contact them today at 920-731-0922 or send them an email, Coonies, Cooneys 0922 at sbcglobal.net. So for Ricardo, for Rosie, and of course the entire crew with USA Today Network Wisconsin, this is Brett Christopherson signing off from Cardinal Stadium here on the campus of Fond du Lac High School. We had a thriller here in Week 4 or Week 3. Once again, the final score tonight, Appleton North 21, Fond du Lac 19. Thanks for watching, everybody.